Steel Toe Morning Show.
Good evening, boys and girls, and welcome to the Steel Toe Evening Show. Yes, I'm alone. I'm by myself. Don't cry. Don't feel sympathy. Don't feel weird. It's school year again. And as you know about school year, April drops the kids off at night, and I'm here for the first half hour to 45 minutes. But don't worry about it. The morning show audience was very generous. We're $50 into tonight, plus another 50 going to Redbeard's family's GoFundMe. That's what we're doing this week. If you didn't watch the morning show, 50 cents of every dollar we go over on the goal this week is going to the GoFundMe for a listener of ours who passed away on Friday, Redbeard, who's been around since the Twitch days. Apparently, we found out this morning, we traced back his lineage. He came over with all the Bubba the Love Sponge fans that came over to Steel Toe, and he's been with us ever since. I remember when he told us that he was, starting to really have some health problems, and he hung in there, and just on Friday, everything kind of shut down, and I know Balls Deep has been putting the GoFundMe links in the chat. Either contribute there, or when you contribute to this show, once we knock it out, we're going to throw half of that towards Redbeard's GoFundMe. He's got a 15-year-old kid. Also, we're going to, somebody mentioned this in the chat last night during the members show. They said, hey, I got an idea. What do you think about giving the VIP back, like a reverse VIP? I thought, you know what? That's a great idea, too. So we'll do that. We'll give half of what we go over. Thank you guys very much for being so generous this morning. We do appreciate it. It's 200 for this evening. Thank you very much. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, memberships, Rumble, etc. If you're on Rumble and you're doing Android, links are in the what do you call that? The description. I was going to say the chat. They're in the chat, but they're also in the description if you'd like that. Yes, it is April having the shit season. Tigger next door over on Rumble remembers this is the time of the year where April gets terrible diarrhea and she shits for the first half hour to 45 minutes of the program on Mondays. And only Mondays. It's very odd, right? How it only happens one day a week, but you'd think she'd be able to figure out something diet-wise, but alas, here we are again. Very strange. Crew Smitty says, motherfucker, only Aaron? Fuck my life. No, April will be back. I understand your trepidation. I get it. If you don't think I know that numbers are going to take a hit that first half hour, 45 minutes, and that some more casual listeners are going to pop in and go, no, girl, I'm fucking out of here. Forget it. I understand. Very self-aware. And then we have Monday Night Football coming back this evening. And then Monday Night Football is a great game, too. It's Buffalo versus New York. That's going to be a good one. Aaron Rodgers' first game for the Jets. Dalvin Cook is in New York now. And then you got the Bills, who, I'll be honest, I don't really know how the Bills are going to be this year. They could be due for a big-time regression. The defense isn't great. Josh Allen turns the ball over a lot. If they struggle the first part of the year, Stephon Diggs is going to be a little cunt because that's what he does. He's already been causing problems this offseason, so I'd watch out. The Jets win this one. Shit could come off the rails quick for the Bills. Thank God I saw that Dalton Reisner, who's an offensive guard who should be on a team. I don't know. It worries me that he's not. Free agent from the Broncos that we brought in for a visit this offseason. He tweeted a picture of him getting on a plane today. And one of the departures on the plane on the list of flights was Minneapolis. I hope he's coming here. I hope we sign him. I forgot that one of the I said this morning that, hey, Kirk fumbled twice, but Kirk didn't really fumble twice. Kirk had the strip sack. That's no good. You can't do that. But Kirk also had his right guard, Ed Ingram, who's fucking terrible. I saw today, in 18 games, he's allowed 12 sacks. 18 professional games, 12 sacks. That's remarkable. That's hard to do. And yesterday, he actually knocked the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands. They snapped the ball. Ed Ingram went to block, and his hand came up like this and literally swatted the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands. It was the dumbest thing I think I've seen in years as a football fan. Might be the dumbest thing I've seen since butt fumble. But alas, the Vikings lost anyway. We need some help on the offensive line. So if we sign that Risner guy, look, I'm not saying he's the solution and the be-all, end-all, but it's going to be, he just has to be better than the guy who gives up a sack a game and knocks the ball out of our quarterback's hands. If he can avoid those two things, then our team just got better. So hopefully by the end of the night or by tomorrow, we've got that all taken care of. Let's catch up with the chat, and then let's get into the things we've got tonight. I think since it's 9/11, you guys should we should let you guys off the leash, especially Rumble, and let you guys talk about your favorite 9/11 conspiracy theories. I don't think it's any fun. Like, it's been 22 years. There's no point in talking about, it was so sad. It was so. You know what's the saddest thing about 9/11? The way we've destroyed the country since. I mean, now that we're 22 years in, is it safe to say that Al-Qaeda won? 9/11, the war after 9/11 has been won by Al-Qaeda. All of these international, borderless billionaire entities invaded the United States with their money and their influence, and they bought up all the power, and that power read our emails and taps our cell phones and goes to war anytime the business interests want to, and just more and more corrupt politicians. That's why they're trying to throw Trump in prison. I'm not the biggest Trump guy in the world, but he's not one of those guys. I'm not saying he's not corrupt, but Trump's like old school corrupt. Trump's like an I scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of corrupt. He's business corrupt. I'm okay with that level of corruption. Bush level corruption almost. Although Bush was pretty deep or dirty with some nefarious people, but I want business corrupt. Now we've got corrupt where they're like, I want to accumulate more power. I want to hire these attorney generals, and I want to hire these district attorneys, and then I want them to let all the criminals run amok. And well, anyway, we can get to all that later. What I'm saying is I think Al-Qaeda won 9/11 because we kind of lost our country. We lost the Constitution. And I think they still operate on some level. We've kind of forgotten about them. Saudi Arabia basically got to sucker punch us, and we did nothing back to them other than reward them with $4 a gallon gas. We're doing great. Thank you to Tim Brouillard with $1.99 to kick it off tonight. Says, nice shirt, nice Bears shirt, 07 all, 313. It's not, we went through this morning. I should have changed my shirt. That's on me. Also, if you guys want to use 313 as the official greeting of Steel Toe now, those were the last 3 digits of Redbeard's screen name here on YouTube, and I think on Twitch as well. So if we want to adopt 313 as the new kind of hello when you come in the morning or the evening shows, I'm okay with that. Let's do it. All right, let's. I'm going to scroll through the chat a little bit, see what you guys got for us tonight, and then we'll get down to business. Rupert with $4.99 says, whatever she has for lunch on these days, she really needs to change it up. It's obviously not working. Right? I know. It's a problem. We need to figure out something digestively. 195 away from tonight's goal. Thank you very, very much. Continuing on, David Chandler gave 1K. Let's go, guys. Wait, what? David Chandler gave 1K. If so, WT Flux, he gave it to the wrong channel. It was not this one. What the fuck? Give me a heart attack, why don't you? Jesus, I think that would knock out the link for the next, or the goals for the next 3 days, morning and evening shows. Not that I'm going to say no if he throws it out there, but I ain't getting in a fucking hot tub or a pool or whatever. I think that's why I don't get those. Because you got to kind of be a human guinea pig, and David Chandler's a sick fuck who gets off on that. I get it. But I think he only gives us smaller increments because he's like, look, I like their show. The show, liking the show is worth like 50 or 100. You know, getting naked in a hot tub, using these streamers as my own personal human centipede experiment, that's worth my 1,000. So I don't know. Maybe you'll know that Steel Toe's in trouble when I just abandon my dignity and go, oh, Chandler, I'll do more. Cut off my left hand with a meat cleaver. What's that worth? Then you'll know that, Aaron got rejected down at the car lot. Speaking of WT Flux, thank you very much for renewing your membership, sure. I appreciate that. MN Vikings wrote something earlier. I always like to hear from MN Vikings. Let's see what he had to say. Good evening. Hope everyone is having a good day. Pray for April's butthole and the shits. Well, that's actually very sweet. Lemmy says, he gave 1,000 to Redbeard's GoFundMe. Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense then. I was just behind in the chat. Thank you guys very much. MSO says, did you happen to see Borgo on camera on MLC today? I did watch a little Misery Loves Company because Alex Stein was on. Wasn't bad, but I did see one of their David Chandler guys, Borgo, and he just looked like a guy. I remember that. I was doing the dishes and the kids were playing outside, and I looked down and I'm like, boy, that guy just kind of looks like a guy. You think about these guys who are, not trolls, but they give lots of super chats and they write in these big personalities and everything, and they make you a thing. And then you look at him and you go, that's just a guy. It's just a guy throwing some money around to a show he likes. What a guy. I have no other word to describe what I saw other than that's a guy. I mean that as a compliment. It's a guy. AP, Adonis Paul says, who is this gay Ian Ellis guy? And why is he emailing me your phone number? Who was it? Zen. Zen Rhino sent me an email about that. We've given away our hotline number many times before. That's not really a big secret, that our hotline number is 320-204-5713. So I don't, I think that Ian Ellis guy, I think he was like a year ago, he tried to fuck with us, and we were like, he's just not big enough to fuck with us. And I think that made him kind of upset. So I think he's trying to stir that back up again. A lot of people get that way. I think that was a lot of Melton's problem too, is he started making so much noise about us. And he's like, I think he just wanted daddy's attention. And the only video we've done is the one where we looked at that picture of him and go, oh God, what a giant fat guy. And then you have the red bar thing on top of it. Like clearly this is just a bullied fat kid who's kind of trying to get back at the world. Like it's not hard. When you look at these guys, you go, oh, these guys think they're some grand wizard master of ceremonies for the internet. And then you look at them and you go, does the rest of the internet not see how translucent these people are? Am I just a lot smarter than these people or what? And I think Ian Ellis kind of fits that mold as well. AP says, God damn it, hobo. You know damn well that James is the only keeper of the karate. I have no idea what the fuck that means. AP says, oh, so he is a gay mersh Redditor close to suicide. Got it. Oh, is that the case? Well, I always welcome all the gay mersh Redditors. That's another one I don't get. Like people obsessed with mersh. Like I can't think of a guy who you more are just like, let the guy do his fucking show. Like who cares? If mersh has moderate, hardly, a little bit of a tiny corner of a sliver of success on the internet and gets his bills paid, is that harming you? Like all of these guys, they fuck with mersh as though if mersh doesn't die tomorrow, the sun isn't going to come up in the morning. And they've convinced themselves that they're owning mersh. And I'm like, you understand, homeboy, you're kind of playing yourself on this one. You've taken hours and hours and days and weeks of your life. And you're making it so you're like, I've got this guy. I've got him. And then mersh gets up and he does a show and he doesn't die. And you've set the stakes so high that now you have to take an L every time you watch the guy when you could just not watch him. It's that easy. But look, don't get me going on the internet. They do their own thing. They're convinced of their, it's kind of like what Vincent D'Onofrio was saying to the exterminator in Men in Black. Totally convinced of their own superiority as they scurry about their short, pointless lives. Don't try to talk sense into them. They don't have a sense of humor for that kind of thing, and they don't have a big mirror for introspection. That's not really their strong suit. Thank you, Crunchy Cynicism, for $20. Says, dues. Oh, thank you for the dues. And then another $10 says Google Play dues. Oh, throwing some of that free Google Play money at us. Oh, I appreciate that. That's very kind. And we're down to 175 just like that this morning. Thank you very, very much for your generosity. Adonis Paul says, no, I called him the F slur and laughed at him. I'm a radio guy. Yeah, that's all you do to people like that. You just go, gay F. Yeah, gay F word's a good one. I was going to say something else, but you go gay F word, you move on, and I think you're set. Gray Duckling with $20 over on Rumble says, can I get a hack radio voice? Or is that too hack? R.I.P. Redbeard. Hi, everybody. It's September 11th. Hope you didn't forget the Twin Towers falling down. Hey, speaking of two towers coming down, we got a double play of Metallica coming up this morning at 9:15 a.m. And we're going to give away tickets to their big show at U.S. Bank, so don't miss it. It's your Metallica double play coming up next on The Laser. There you go. It's amazing how just that comes right back as soon as someone says hack radio voice. Hobo Chili Recipe with $2 says Al-Qaeda in Hebrew means we didn't do it, the Jews did. Starting with that already, huh? I suppose it's Rumble. I should have known. Holy shit, you guys. Thank you. 160 away already this morning, or this evening. We do appreciate it. All right, let's get into some things. I think we're all caught up with what you guys are throwing at us here. Hit like, hit subscribe, keep those algorithm gods pleased. I know that people are not happy that April's not here, but I'm going to try and do my best until she gets back. How's that? Gray Duckling with another $20 says, worth it. Well, shit, guys, I don't mean to get too forward here, but you're only 145 away, and we're, 15 minutes into this show? Holy shit. We could end up having ourselves a really quick goal night tonight. And remember, everything over Redbeard's family gets 50 cents of, and we'll be dropping that on Friday. Come Dragon says the Quarterings coffee is getting canceled today. Seems like an opportunity to pile on. Pile on what? The fact that he's losing his coffee? I don't want that to happen. I don't know. Maybe it's the radio guy in me, and I think the internet's kind of gay, but I don't, just because I don't like someone or I don't find their content good and I like to bust on them a little bit and make fun of them, doesn't mean I want, their families to lose money. I don't want good, he's caught. You know what kind of things he probably paid for with that fucking coffee? I'm sure there's a car payment in there. I'm sure there's maybe some groceries. I'm sure losing that coffee is a lifestyle change. For boring. I don't mind calling him Boring Jeremy. I don't mind saying the Quartering sucks and he has very lukewarm takes. That's fine. But, I don't want to see the guy, lose anything financially. I don't really care to see that for anyone. I'm too busy worrying about my own shit. I don't have time to root against other people. I got my fans. I got my crowd. They've got theirs. God bless. There's plenty of... Not as many dollars as there used to be out there, but there's plenty of dollars for all of us, all right? I don't need to, look, if his coffee's going away and that's going to, clip him financially, sucks for him. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, no, we got to help. I don't give it. When I say I don't give a shit, I don't give a shit either way. But I'm not going to celebrate the guy losing money. Turtle says the Quarterings coffee actually puts you to sleep, just like Boring Jeremy. Truth in advertising. Yeah, that's kind of funny. All of the Quarterings coffee should be decaf, if you think about it. If we're going to be honest. Loaded Wrench says, then drop the lawsuit you have on me, Aaron. Thank you for still being a member through all these lawsuits I'm throwing at you. Zen Rhino says, I used the last day of my OG Steel Toe coffee today, or the last of my OG Steel Toe coffee today. But I still have April's Magic Bean and some of the anniversary month coffee in stock, so I'm good. Well, pick it up at crescentmountcoffee.myshopify.com. You guys want to throw the link up there. Thank you very much for that. Would it be okay if illegal immigrants bring a bag of coffee and or bananas, says Soraya. It's Kiss My Hairy Ass. Oh, it's Kiss My Hairy Ass backwards. I finally got that. What a retard. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate the comment. Okay, let's go on. I saw that Gino was tweeting something today about Perry Caravello's handler, Tom Brennan. And Tom, by the way, is a right piece of shit. Like, Tom is an opportunistic weasel. No doubt about it. We had Perry on our show, and Perry was very cool. Perry was nice. Perry was great. I was a little nervous about Tom from the get-go because Tom was like giving me things I couldn't talk about with Perry from the start, and that kind of weirded me out. And when I said, hey, I'm a big Windy City Heat fan, like that's what I know Perry from most is Windy City Heat. I was like, I want to ask him about Don Barris and Mole and all these other guys. And Tom emailed me, and he said, maybe don't talk about Don because we don't want to talk. We don't really like to talk about Don because, and I'm like, why would you not want to talk about Don? He started the fucking thing. The Perry Project it's a Don Barris production. And if you don't know Don Barris, comedian in L.A., he's the warm-up guy for Jimmy Kimmel. He's done stand-up for decades. Which I was thinking about that. That warm-up gig for Jimmy Kimmel's got to be awesome. You don't have to tour. You can keep your family in one place. I'm guessing you make pretty good money opening for the Jimmy Kimmel show. But he started the whole Perry thing. It was his. They had a podcast together and the whole deal. Then I think Don Barris kind of wanted to move on from the Perry Project. Like, he was done. Everything runs its course, and that had like a 15-year run, I think, when Don said he was done. So then Tom kind of swoops in and makes Perry like a ward. Like, Perry now becomes a ward of Tom, and Tom starts parading Perry out there for content to rake in the super chats and rake in the money. He's kind of using Perry as a dancing chicken, almost like a sideshow carnival act, which, I think Don Barris was a little classier with his performance art. And apparently Don Barris, according to Tom, does not like what they're doing with Perry. And which, look, I wouldn't like it either if I were Don. I mean, I started this thing, the Perry Project, and I treated it a certain way, and it got very creative. Like, if you look at the things Perry's doing on his streams now that Tom puts together, and then you go back and watch a Windy City Heat or any of the Big Three podcast stuff they did, it's just so not on the same level. Like, Tom is just doing the easiest fucking shtick possible with Perry so he can keep cranking out the donations. Whereas Don really gave effort and used his celebrity friends and put together bits and stuff like that. And, the real Tom kind of pokes his head out every once in a while. I guess Chrissy, Keanu, and Lila Hart, who, by the way, two of those three will be at Partners Pub Saturday, October 21st here in Sartell. Get your tickets. We're all going to be there. We're kind of booking it. Opening it. Nick Ricade is going to be there as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. Balls, Lemmy, anybody who has the link, if you could throw it in the chat, I'd really appreciate that. The Eventbrite link for the Chrissy show. But I guess they were hanging out with Perry, and Tom was on one of Perry's streams, and he kind of shit on Keanu's stand-up a little bit, which I think is unnecessary. I didn't, he said something like, oh, yeah, when Keanu was up there, I looked at my wife and said, oh, I can hear crickets. It's kind of shitty. Like, I know Keanu, Gino and Keanu and April and I are friends, and they're coming by in about a week and a half here, and we're going to go to the Vikings game. And I don't know, anytime someone says that about, and they don't know them and they say that about your friends, you're kind of like, well, fuck you, buddy. But it's also kind of a weaselly cunt shitbag thing that Tom does. My falling out with Tom, he didn't even communicate it to me. He didn't even come to me with it. He just was on Perry's stream and, it's Steel Toe guy. He's a big meanie head. And he cried like a little bitch and tried to chastise me like a child. And I just, fuck you, Tom. He didn't like that we thought that Perry was hilarious on Anthony's show when he did the blackface thing. And I'm sorry, Tom. I'm sorry that I'm sorry that Don Barris got Bobcat Goldthwait and Dane Cook and all these other big names in Hollywood when he had fun with Perry and he had Perry in his kind of employ. And it was a fun, elaborate thing. I'm sorry, the best you can do is fucking darken her on the face, you fucking hack. But he didn't like that we were pointing out that this was clearly blackface. And it was very funny that there was a black delivery guy who brought him Chick-fil-A or whatever it was. And they all just kind of have to stand there looking at Perry in a blackened face, like he had just come out of, being a chimney sweep. And the hilarious part of it was that nobody was pointing it out. So we did a bit on it. We clipped it. We put it up on YouTube. And, Tom got so pissy and cunty about it. And he's like, Perry. And then he gaslights. I hate the word gaslight. I shouldn't use it. It's so gay. And then he mind fucks Perry into going, goes, oh, Perry, that steel toe guy's bad news. You need to stay away from that steel toe guy. Oh, no, he's bad news. It's like, oh, okay. I see how it is, Tom. We complimented Perry. We said it was a funny bit. He was very entertaining. But because you don't like that we called it what it was, now you got to tell Perry that we're somehow against him. Tom's a fucking douche. He really is. And then, he says that about Keanu. And, I could hear crickets. Could you? Oh, no. What's Keanu going to do with her career now that the great, scary judge of talent, Tom Brennan, the title card holder of Perry Caravello, doesn't think she's funny? Oh, shit, what is she going to do? What will come of her career? She's not going to get to stream from a messy apartment opening FedEx boxes now. Which, by the way, Tom, I can understand why Don Barris doesn't like what you're doing. It's lazy. What you're doing is lazy. You're putting Perry on display like a zoo animal. Don and Mole put Perry in wacky situations for a funny movie and interesting bits that actually went somewhere, and you just kind of put him out there as like a polar bear at the zoo. Scratching his nuts. Creative, Tom. Creative. I tell you what, it's too bad Keanu didn't get in touch with you before she started doing stand-up. I mean, I'm sure you could have had her doing some top-level shit. So I saw that Gino was talking about Tom on Twitter today, so I had to back him up and just say, yeah, Tom's garbage. He's a piece of shit. Perry did a really funny bit on Anthony's show, but then Tom, because he's a pussy, had to be like, oh, he said blackface. He's like, no, Perry wasn't doing blackface. Oh, Perry, steel toe guy, he's bad. Steel toe guy's bad, Perry. What's the matter, Tom? Was I fucking up your money train? Huh? I always said, maybe we should just have Don on the show. Let's have Don Barris talk about Tom Brennan, but I don't want to bother Don Barris with that shit because he's got better things to do than an asswipe like Tom. Plague Doctor with $5 says, found 6 rounds of 357 today. Figure I'd share the wealth. Oh, well, thank you, buddy. I mean, you didn't donate bullets to the show, but I understand the general idea of what you did, the spirit of it. Thank you very much to No Pen 15 Fathead. He says 313 and throws us $5 as well. Thank you, No Pen 15. That's very nice of you. Now 135 away from today's goal. There you go. Thank you. Wasabista says, to be fair, Perry is a zoo animal. Yeah, but Perry can do tricks. He doesn't just have to sit there while people gawk at him. Balls Deep, thank you for putting the Chrissy link in the chat. Pick up your tickets there. Loaded Wrench says, I have to watch Perry with earbuds or my neighbors call the cops. Understandable. Hobo Chili says, it's funny, the T on your shirt highlights your luscious rack. Thank you, Hobo Chili. Very kind today. I hope your Bucks fall the fuck apart. I really do. Especially after yesterday. You dirty, rotten bastard. Colin Adams says, hey, Aaron Rodgers just got taken out for injury. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's no good. Did it look bad? Oh, could you imagine? Oh, fuck. Your whole season right there, you invested in bringing this guy in. You got Aaron Rodgers. You made the trade. You got him from Green Bay. And he fucking gets hurt on the first play of the year. Oh, no. Bigot on socialist media says, well said, Tom is a bitch. Some people in the chat are saying, No Pen 15 says, that's fucked up. I'm done following Perry. I mean, follow Perry, but let him know in his chat and stuff that Tom's a rotten piece of shit who's not doing what's best to grow Perry's brand. He's just fucking using Perry as a zoo animal is about it. Colin Adams says it's a leg injury. No report. Uh-oh. Z Senior says torn Achilles. There's no possible way for us to know that yet. But Aaron Rodgers is down. Aaron Rodgers has been taken out of the game. Oh, boy. No Pen 15 Fathead, did you throw in twice? Thank you. Oh, no, I just didn't get rid of it from before. Thank you. Sorry about that. Look at me not keeping track very well. Thank you guys very much. 135 away from tonight's goal. Thank you very much for that. Loaded Wrench says, report coming from the sidelines are they have to amputate Aaron Rodgers' leg. Oh, see, now I didn't know that. I had no idea that they had to amputate Aaron Rodgers' leg. That does sound very serious in that case. Taste Fairy says, I remember the first time Rodgers came in to relieve Favre, he broke every bone in his body. Well, I mean... So, nobody, if you're a Jets fan right now, nobody's watching the game. They're just all checking their phones for updates on Aaron Rodgers, listening intently. Oh, no. Aaron Rodgers being helped off the field, and Zach Wilson is in. Oh, no. Those poor... God, you just got to feel bad for Jets fans. I'm a Vikings fan, and I feel shitty for Jets fans. Aaron Rodgers is being helped off the field, and Zach Wilson is in. Now, this says quarterback Aaron Rodgers limps to the sideline with assistance, and Zach Wilson is in the game. Maybe he'll come back. He got two sacks by big black men like Mia Khalifa, says John McClain sign. Well, that's never a good sign for either of them. Beluzier, becoming a member for his 15th month, says, I'm here to be recognized for my excellence in member subscription. I love all... Oh, God, I almost said that wrong. All right, fine. I love all of our members. I love when those members are right in front of my face. So become a member, and I'll love you even more. I love members all over the place. Hey, shit. Oh, man. Should we see who this is? Oh, shit, am I connected? I don't know if I'm connected.
Call from
Dustin from the chat.
Dustin. Dustin from where?
From Idaho. Yep.
From where?
From Idaho.
Idaho. Dustin, what's up?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to call in. I honestly, I was, 9/11 is kind of a big day for us vets, and I know we got a lot of vets in the chat.
Yeah.
And
Dustin, I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dustin, we're having a hard time. Dustin, we're having a hard time hearing you, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Dustin, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Dustin, we can't. We're having a hard. Dustin, what's going on?
Hey, no, I just wanted to call in because it's 9/11, and I know you got a lot of vets in the chat.
What's going on with 9/11? What happened on 9/11?
There's a bunch of dancing Israelis, but the fact is that it's also a good reminder, though. I mean, everybody, check on your battle buddies, especially on days like this. Just check on your buds.
Yeah.
Give them a call and just make sure they're doing okay. And I wasn't trying to bring it down or anything. And we can make all the jokes you want about goat fuckers and all that kind of good shit.
Wait a minute. I never said anything about goat fuckers. You did.
I know you wouldn't. That's why I said it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that is a very good warning.
I will.
That is a good heads up. And also, I was just fucking with you about the can't hear you thing. You powered right through it.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, but I think it's a good show. I love you guys. I've been listening for a while. But yeah, all the vets in the chat, dude, just check on your battle buddies. And we'll go from there. All right.
All right.
Move on.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Wow, he got a goat fucker reference, a dancing Israeli reference, and wanted to check on all the veterans and battle-hardened troops. So he got offensive racial joke, anti-Semitic joke, and a heartfelt message all in one call. That's very rare. I didn't know where he was going at first, so I thought maybe he was fucking around, so I was going to break his rhythm and do the I can't hear you bit, but I like that. He just powered right through it. He's like, fuck it, I'm just going to say what I got to say. Rupert with $4.99 says, poor Aaron Rodgers, it couldn't have happened to a better guy. Well, look, man, I'm not rooting for a guy to go down with an injury, especially since we don't have to play him anymore. You know, we don't have to play them twice a year, so it's not like I give a shit what happens to the Jets. But that's not good. And now you got to turn to Zach Wilson? Fuck. Alex says, did he say I should check on my butt buddies? He said battle buddies, but you should probably check on your butt buddy. It doesn't hurt to check on your butt buddies as well. Check on all your buddies. Butt buddies, wiener buddies, clam buddies, battle buddies, the whole deal. April's here, everybody, and she's dressed like a hua. There you go. Welcome to the show, you skank.
Hello.
All right. How is everything going so far?
So good.
The trip went well?
It was very good. We did story time.
Oh, yeah. Any good ones?
Story time? No.
No.
It's just one of those like fake websites where it's like, ooh, scariest things kids have ever said.
Oh, so it wasn't like them making up stories?
No.
Because then I would assume there'd be a lot of poop and butts and...
Nope, just a lot of death.
Jesus. Hobo Chili wants to know where the rest of your sweater went. Yeah, you're having a naval day today. I'm a little jealous you're having a naval day.
It got really stuck in Aaron's crack the other night, and it just kind of tore off.
I don't know why you shoved it up my ass to begin with. That's kind of your fault.
Just wanted to try it.
It's not, I told you, it's cloth. It's not going to insert very well. It's just going to get caught on maybe an anal lip and then just...
I feel like anuses shouldn't have lips.
Anything's a lip if it's got an edge to it, like a rounded edge.
Now, have you spent enough time really looking at one before? Do they indeed have a
If
rig?
you can fish hook it, it's a lip.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think that should be the rule.
I didn't want to know that much.
I think the rule should be if you can fish hook it, it's a lip. And you can fish hook a butthole.
I have not tried it yet.
I mean, it's going to take...
Keywords yet, though.
It's going to take some doing, but you can... Well, I'll show you later. You can definitely fish hook a butthole.
Right.
And I think that should be the classification of a lip. See, D. Gulag says solid logic. Perfect.
If I can fish hook it, it has
lip.
lips.
Yeah. No, it is a lip. If it can be
is
fish hooked, it's a lip. Like, okay, see, that's a lip. This is not a lip. You can't really fish hook a nose. I'm a grown man picking his nose for a living on the air.
I think it's hot.
And that's on my smaller show of the two shows, my tiny show.
You're killing it tonight all by yourself. I almost didn't want to come down and interrupt.
Am I doing well?
Yeah, I got a real big kick out of the Tom stuff.
Because he's a piece of shit, as Kevin Brennan would say.
I did not know what was going on with Tom yet regarding Keanu. What a dickbag move, by the way. And she's very funny. Our listeners have seen her before. She's a great time. I had a theory on that blackface thing. By the way,
that Tom's a coward?
Well, 100%.
He's a chicken shit?
So, you know how Tom likes to, like, as you said, use Perry and like pull one over on him all the time at his expense so that, you know, the listeners have a good time?
Right.
I 100% have always believed that Tom directly put Perry in blackface as a funny joke for the Anthony Cumia show because, haha, Anthony just loves black people.
Yeah.
But he didn't tell Perry, like, look, this is blackface. He did it in a way so that Perry would do it. He's like, you really should get a tan, you know, when you go out there. You should really look nice and stuff, and you should do this because it would be a good thing to do for appearances. I 100% think he knew that was blackface. And then when people started calling him out, like, oh, haha, that's very funny, blackface, get it? He gets defensive because then Perry's like, well, I would never wear blackface, you know.
That's a good point. I never thought of that.
Right.
Like Perry was just kind of told to do it, and Tom was like, tee hee hee.
Yes.
And then we kind of let the cat out of the bag with the blackface thing, and maybe
Perry doesn't
Perry
like
would see it. Yeah.
And Perry's not gonna sit and say like, you know, he's gonna wear blackface because he totally wouldn't.
Sure.
And Tom's getting defensive, so he stays in Perry's good graces.
Yeah.
You know, for as long as he can.
Now, Cassius says there are no lips there. A nose can indeed be hooked. Wrong on both counts. I don't think you can fish hook a nose. Like, there's not enough meat.
If you use a kid's finger, I don't know why you would do that.
I don't think a nose. Well, you know what? Again, grown man picking his nose on the air. I think you can fish hook a nose. I think you ripped the fucking thing off before you got anywhere. Wasabista says Tom Brennan's a hack. Exactly.
Probably still. Is Tom Brennan known for anything else?
No, being, you know, the ward for Perry.
Yeah.
That's it. Being Perry's liege lord.
I didn't even know his last name.
Well.
You know, story of my life.
He's the lesser Brennan.
Oh, the way less one.
Okay, yeah.
There's 3
you
of
got
them.
Neil, Kevin, and Tom, and it's in that order. I mean, personally, I would say Kevin's funnier than Neil, but Neil wrote Chappelle's Show, so in terms of show business
never
success,
said that before.
I don't find Neil Brennan funny at all.
You fucking
Neil
guy.
Brennan's like a progressive cuck.
Kevin's just your friend now.
No, I think Kevin and I hate the same people. I don't think that makes us friends.
Okay, I'll let a little bit of the cat out of the bag. When Kevin's messaging you now, like direct messaging you to tell you that he likes things that you do, I think that's a little bit friendly.
No, like if Kevin's asking like, oh yeah, Steel Toe should come on the show or whatever. Yeah, I know why that is. That's because he wants to shit on the same people. I don't. The mistake you can't make about Kevin is thinking he likes you. Don't ever think that. With Kevin, it's always about who hates who, and he's willing to. He dislikes almost everyone, universally. But he's willing to put aside his dislike of you if you two hate the same person. And that's all it was with me a week or two ago. It was...
That's funny, though, because we've all kind of hated the same people for a solid chunk of time.
Yeah, but you got to wait till Kevin really hates them.
You mean like when you've got to come around to also deciding it's your turn to realize something?
Comedic genius birds of a feather.
Okay.
Hate together. That's how it works.
I did want to say that I did switch the TV quick to the Jets game before I came down.
Yeah.
There was not only no score, but no new news on...
on Aaron Rodgers?
I am.
Okay. Triple N nails it. Kevin is funnier. Neil is the bigger name.
You write for Chappelle.
That's the accurate way to put that. Hey, April, while you were gone, this audience has the goal down to 1:30 tonight. So thank you guys very much. We're already within striking distance, and we're not even halfway through. And remember, anything we go over tonight, half goes towards tomorrow's goal, half goes towards Redbeard and his family. Do you remember the "It's Ma'am" lady?
No.
You know, the lady that freaked out over being called sir?
Oh, yeah,
and then went, "It's ma'am."
Oh, my God.
It became a big meme.
I do recall.
I think they're back. I think this is the same person.
Are they still a ma'am?
Yeah. But they're a ma'am that was a sir. And, you know, we don't have a lot of evidence of how that ages because this is still a relatively new phenomenon.
Don't you still watch Trans Girl?
No, well, yeah, but that's a relatively new thing, too.
Oh, shit,
I'm talking about, like, this meme is almost 10 years old. The "It's Ma'am" meme.
Holy crap.
So we get to see 10 years, maybe you grow into your new gender.
Okay.
Maybe it's, at first it looks very awkward and strange and you look like a woman whose shoulders and jaw are chiseled out of granite. Mm-hmm. You look like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, when you first transition. Because you grow the Gaston ponytail, but you still have his jaw and physique. Maybe over 10 years, you start to look like, I don't know, what's his buddy's name? Maurice.
Maurice.
You start to look like Maurice after a while.
You're really jogging my memory.
I don't know. But let me do the "It's Ma'am" thing first to refresh everyone's memory.
Okay.
Then after that, we have a checkup on "It's Ma'am." Somebody noticed this person at a public space and then asked them about it. And
this lady.
Asked this lady about it. And let's just say they're still a little sensitive about it, to say the least. Let's watch the first one.
10 years, you'd think that'd wear off.
You would think so.
You're gonna give me my fucking money back.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
I forgot how terrifying that face is.
It's still funny.
That face, though.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Can you imagine? You'd piddle a bit if that yelled at you.
No one pranced like Gaston. No one danced like Gaston. Nobody cuts off their cock, lays it in your lap like Gaston.
I believe you.
I'm incredibly good at transgendering. Cut off his balls, it's Gaston. I don't say his. I'm going to have to rewrite the song. I misgendered
Nobody
it.
clipped this at all.
No one transitions like Gaston. No one misses his dick like Gaston. No one grows bigger tits than his mom than Gaston. He's especially good at fake menstruating. Becoming a girl, it's Gaston.
I haven't drank enough for you yet.
Who would have thought that I could come up with Disney songs?
I don't know. Bravo, though. You're remarkable.
Life is much better. Now you wear sweaters and have no peen. I went Little Mermaid.
You could just do We're Gonna Make a Man Out of You. That one's just
Someday
worse.
I'll make a man out of you.
There you go. That's just
No,
worse.
because we got to go the other way.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's becoming a woman.
It's been a long day. I've got allergy, AIDS, whatever
Dude, you'll be a woman soon. Dude. There we go. We can Neil Diamond that shit. Fuck. I do like the Gaston thing, though. Gaston as a trans would be perfect. Although I shouldn't joke about that too loudly. Someone from Disney might see the clip and go, you know what? That no bullshit sounds like a great idea.
You know what? I bet this man would give somebody a nice magic carpet ride, too.
My fucking money back.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here. You
I told her, so excuse me, it's ma'am. It is.
Every time I see it, I'm like,
It's
ooh.
funny every time. It's like a fucking Ren and Stimpy cartoon.
Hey, if Victor's listening, maybe we could get the It's Ma'am.
Yeah, how do we not have that already?
My fucking money back.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here.
I told her, so excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like.
It's ma'am, motherfucker!
It's Ma'am. I want it to be in,
Don't make me say it in a deeper voice.
I want it to be in like Christian Bale Batman voice.
That's ma'am.
Look at me.
Where's my penis? Where is it? Where is it? You wouldn't just give it to the janitor to throw away as biohazard. Where is it?
But then he switches to, you want to know how I got these scars? I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
Was that insensitive?
Oh, that's funny.
Mixed breeds, communists, homosexuals, and all other walks of godless degeneracy.
You know how you know how funny that was.
How funny.
I can't joke.
So funny I can't choke.
I can't choke.
Settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay? Ma'am, once again.
I'm sorry that I called you sir. It was kind of a dead giveaway when you've got thunder thighs, wide shoulders, and you're 6'4".
You look like a linebacker.
I'm sorry.
That is hard.
From behind, I thought you were Brian Urlacher. That is my fault. I should have known.
My hang up with like trans people,
Is the penis?
those are usually pretty fun.
We're gonna get struck again.
No, it's like if you expect us to have like grace with you, why can't they be a little more graceful with us when we like misgender them on accident the first time? It's like, dude, from behind, I thought you were a sir.
No one can switch like Gaston, become a bitch like Gaston. Nobody takes out their dick and makes a clit like Gaston.
It's a big one.
I'm incredibly good at finger masturbating. Now he's a girl, he's Gaston. We're also making it a unisex name
Oh my God.
for this for these purposes.
Wait, was that the whole video?
No, that was just to remind people of that. Now we're going to check in with that person.
Fine.
I also wanted to see how funny everyone thought I was in that last clip. I just wanted to make sure that
Oh, Lark Park, I'm eating. Gross.
Sean says, please don't sing anymore. My dog is growling. I apologize.
Gordy is scowling whenever I come in and you're doing the show.
Well, here's the latest from the It's Ma'am person. When you go viral on the internet, that kind of becomes your thing. It's your calling card. If someone saw Chris Crocker and recognized him, they'd go, "Leave Britney alone."
Oh.
That's kind of their thing.
Is this them? Because those are some nice legs.
Yeah, well, I guess somebody caught the It's Ma'am girl.
You always
Gaston.
gotta have your phones out around that one.
And it looks like they've slimmed down and ladied up a little bit. Although those arms are still, there's always a dead giveaway, and those Popeye arms.
What? You don't like a lady that looks like this?
It's got fucking forearms like John Cena.
Fine.
It's really unfortunate.
She just pumps them up in the morning.
Got a sailor anchor. It's eating spinach.
Starts her morning with 300 push-ups.
Oh, wait, her alarm is.
Girlfriend's name is also Olive.
I like to pop off when I cut my cock off. I'm Popeye the transgender man. I just cannot stand when people don't call me ma'am. I'm Popeye the transgender man.
There should be a transgender man. Do you want to make a movie?
I don't take male phone calls since I cut off my balls. I'm Popeye the transgender man. They think I'm a demon because I produce semen. I'm Popeye the transgender man.
Where does that go? After you lop things off, where does that...
I don't know.
Like, isn't there still inside plumbing going on?
Yeah, do you rip that out? Do you tear out what?
Because-
Is it like, you know what? I imagine it's like tearing out brake lines. You know, you just got to go in there with a Sawzall and just kind of take shit out of
I'm
there.
picturing like when you gut a deer, you know how you got to go up in here and like cut the esophagus and stuff and pull it through?
Yeah.
Just kind of picturing that.
Actually, that's what was happening in Game of Thrones. Remember that scene when Tywin is carving up that stag?
Oh, yeah.
He's actually performing a trans operation.
A transectomy?
Yeah.
My daughter goes into those bathrooms and no man needs to be in there.
Oh.
See, this is what every parent with a brainstem worries about.
This isn't good.
Okay?
Understand me?
No, man.
You are a man. You are created as a man. You are a man. Start acting like a man.
Holy fuck, that's Mickey Rourke. Oh, man. I expect them to take out those long arc reactor things like Whiplash.
This 100% is if Amanda Nunez and Mickey Rourke had a kid.
Is that really her, though? Is that the same? It says in the tweet.
I believe it, yeah.
It's ma'am,
Babe,
infamous.
it's been 10 years.
But they look more like a dude.
They work out clearly. Like, their body is in good shape. It's just not in the shape that they want it to be in.
It's ma'am, infamous viral video transgender activist gets caught being confronted by a father after attempting to enter a woman's restroom. The father shouts at the... Oh, wow.
Yeah, basically the man's daughter's in there and doesn't want this dude in there with his daughter, which I get.
Act like a man. Act like a man. You're a man.
They're standing in a dude's fighting stance. If you don't think that gender is biological, when this person is confronted, they're wearing a purse. They have all the trappings of a woman, the clothes and the long hair and everything. But when they're confronted, women don't stand like that.
No,
when
women
they're
do like the
confronted.
chest thing. They're like,
Yeah.
like one of those
This
and
guy
they touch faces.
This person has 1 foot forward, 1 foot back like this, and has the hands up like this. They're in a classic male fighting stance. There's just some shit that's ingrained in you
Right.
that you just instinctively do.
Act like one. What happened? Why are you acting this way? I'm a man, so are you.
No, I'm not.
Because they have depression and they're mentally ill and they're probably on a shitload of drugs.
Ma'am, if you're not a sir, then you must smoke like 3 packs a day. Do you hear that voice?
Right? And not only
I'm
that.
not a man.
Like, if you can't, okay, you want to be known as a woman, all that stuff. All right, fine, I get it. I understand from your perspective what you want to be. But if you can't exercise enough self-awareness to realize that some little girl's dad is going to have a serious fucking problem with that, you should probably be a little... If we're going to be sensitive to fucking pronouns and shit like that, if we're going to go, look, we'll call you whatever you want, just leave us alone. You have to extend the same courtesy that, you know what, if there's little girls in the fucking bathroom, I'm not going to go in there because little girls don't get this and it would scare the shit out of them.
That's the thing, yeah. Kids, they need to ask questions because they don't know. Like, couldn't she have just waited until the daughter came back out? If she desperately needs to use the women's bathroom this badly?
Something, right?
Can't you just tell the father, like, okay, I'll wait till she comes out?
Yeah.
Anything? Save
Then what
yourself.
are you?
I was born intersex, dude. If you don't know what that is. I was born with both. Everything.
Sir, you're going to have a problem if you keep going into women's bathrooms. Somebody's going to do something to you.
I've been doing
I'm
this
just
for
telling you
years.
the truth.
I've been doing this for years. You want to do something? Look outside. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come out. That's a guy thing. That's a dude thing. You want to do something about it? Let's go outside.
He's got fucking Saquon Barkley thighs.
Do you know how many times I've seen a woman say that to a man?
All of never.
0 times. 0 times. I've seen a woman go, well, you got a problem with it? We can go outside.
I've seen it one time, and that was a big bitch. And she was hot trash. It doesn't happen.
The worst part about that is when the trans woman goes to the bathroom in the women's bathroom and leaves the seat up. And, son of a bitch, could you just stop? We got to teach you. Victor sent us our drops. Let's get our drops for tonight.
Thank you.
Also, I think we're only like 1:30 away from tonight's goal, so thank you very much for that. If you feel like chipping in, the links are pinned to the top of the chat. Otherwise, there they are, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, memberships. There you go, Rumble. There were several sightings of that Sasquatch, says Mad Comics. I just want to check out the Rumble chat.
Okay.
They're a little busier tonight than usual evening shows. I wish the dad would have gone outside with him. You never know. That was not a tiny person.
I kind of think that dad was being more patient than he needed to be.
Well, he even said, he goes, someone's going to do something at some point.
He was almost doing this ma'am person a courtesy.
The ma'am person.
The ma'am person.
It's a wonderful way to put it. Let's put some of Victor's drops up here and so you guys can see what he got. See, it's like when Santa comes, you know? There we go.
Wait, I haven't.
There's a new one. And then we have this, a classic.
It's a ma'am.
You know, why we don't have this classic? I have no idea. Okay, here it is. We got 2 new drops from Victor.
I haven't drank enough for you yet.
That's good.
That's actually really good.
That's a good one. Okay. And
it is ma'am.
There you go. And then I just wanted to play this one for fun.
Oh, you sound racist. Good. Yes. Yes, I am.
Fucking Owen.
God, I missed that whole rant. I feel like we should start our mornings with that.
You're not gonna. That's one strategy you can't use with Owen Benjamin. You can't shame the guy.
No.
Owen is unshameable. Hey everybody, it's Monday Night Football. It's the first Monday show of football season, and we're up over 300 people tonight. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Morning show around 700 this morning, and that's even with a little bit lower number than usual. Over 300 for the evening show. I love that. Thank you guys very much for your support. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit share. It all helps the algorithm and helps our show grow. And also, make sure that you're subscribing and following the channel. Thank you very, very much. Congratulations to Amanda Bynes. I think this chick is going to pull out of this.
I think she is pulling out, yes.
I think she's going to be all right.
She's looking good.
She's giving it a shot.
Turning around.
She checked herself in to a mental health facility not long ago, and she said,
twice,
look,
actually.
Yeah. So she was, I think, 5150 at one point. And, they had to force her in. I think it happened twice, maybe. And then, it happened once, and then she rechecked in on her own. She was like, look, it's getting away from me. I'm feeling not good. I'm going to go in. And then I think now she went in a third time, almost like an oil change.
Right. She does have some self-awareness at least.
Yeah.
Which is good.
And now it looks like she's doing much better. She's getting rid of the face tattoos. She's, I think, yanked out the septum piercing. Oh, no, not yet. She's not there yet. Or maybe
she'll
hang
on to that one.
Yeah.
It's too stylish, apparently.
Amanda Bynes appears to be starting a new chapter in life. That does not include heart-shaped tattoos on her face, because the one she's had is getting nixed. The thin heart under her eye is a lot more faded than it once was. She is in the process of having it removed.
Nice.
She's been placed on a couple of 5150 holds this year. She checked herself into an Orange County mental health treatment center at the beginning of July, just a week after leaving an LA area facility. Sources say she liked the latest center specifically because she could be around a medical team, therapists, and other patients as opposed to being on her own. She's been out running errands, shopping. It's unclear if she's still getting treatment, as she was in LA this week, but we were told she was allowed to leave at certain hours. Cool. I think now the next step for her to get better is move out of Los Angeles.
Yeah, that place is a cesspool. If you're not, well, even if you're rich and famous and stuff and doing well, you're kind of a piece of shit, it seems. Like, I see all sorts of, like, just rich people that are still, they have everything and they're just shitty people.
Does she have, I wonder, and I know these, how much are they worth sites aren't very accurate, but, she's still got $6 million, this says. Good for her.
Well, if she has, if she's aware enough that when she needs to go back in, I don't know that we need to worry about her that way. Because, if she does start slipping, she'll probably go back.
Move to Idaho. You'll be fine.
Ooh, don't do that. No.
Yeah.
You got to move somewhere where you got something to do.
Move to the middle of shit and you'll be okay.
You can't be an addict without anything to do.
Is she an addict, though? I thought she was just mentally ill. Did she?
Oh,
was
really?
She,
I really thought she was a drug person.
oh, was she? Well, maybe she is.
I have no idea.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
It's all my opinions, not facts.
Joe the Toe says, Elisa finally admitted her assistant was a pedo. Yeah, we played that clip today on the show. I'm going to cut that out, and I'm going to try to post that tonight while I'm doing show prep. I didn't do it today. Yeah, I don't like to do shit when the kids are here. I don't like to do it on kids' days, so I didn't put that clip up today. I think we'll do the Elisa thing tonight. Tomorrow evening, we'll probably put up the Ashton Kutcher, Danny Masterson stuff we did today. I thought that was really good. And then maybe, I think, the Blueface thing on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not going to do the Portnoy thing only because that's already like a week and a half old. Mm-hmm. And if I post it in 3 days, it's going to be even older then. So we had fun with it. We'll skip it.
The Blueface stuff just keeps getting more and more like messy, but none of it's surprising somehow.
The fact that Krishan Rock could even be considered a more viable option as a parent than anyone means you had to fuck up badly.
They are related, though.
Yeah, according to Blueface's mom, they're cousins.
Oh, that poor kid.
So, yeah,
those two definitely should have had kids together, right?
That kid's a trillion times fucked, for sure. 1:30 away from tonight's goal. If you'd like to contribute, please do, because you guys are only halfway through the show. And you've got that thing knocked stone cold. So keep going. What, you piece of trash? Keep going, and let's do it. Hey, this morning we didn't have to play any music.
Whoa.
Let's see if we can get through tonight without playing any music.
You guys went way over this morning, too.
Yeah, thank you very much. You made like 40 or 50 bucks for Redbeard's family, which is really, really cool. Half of everything we go over this week is going there. Seattle, you guys didn't know this, but Seattle, Washington, we've made fun of that town a lot.
They have some problems.
Yeah, they've got issues. You know, like any city, they've got problems. Homelessness.
We've had that here.
Yeah, sure. Drug addicts.
Have that here for sure.
Have that here. Crime. Homeless encampments, people tenting. And you're like, fuck just like downtown tent communities. Like they've got it moving into like neighborhoods and shit. Like they've got wooded areas where you go into the woods and there's just like wooden lean-tos against trees.
They've got like a commune out there.
Yeah, tarp tents and like old cream corn cans and shit strewn about. Like it probably human feces if you went looking close enough.
The creamed corn looks the same coming in and going out.
Yeah, it's a pretty nasty place, Seattle. So they decided to dig around and they decided to go, well, let's see, if they're leaving remnants of their lifestyle around Seattle. Let's check out the buses. Let's check out the buses and public transit and, just see if all of this stuff is having an impact on Seattle. And let's see what they found out.
Okay.
Researchers collected both air and surface samples. They found methamphetamine in 100% of the air samples.
What they're trying to say is they just gathered the air.
No.
And when they gathered the air, there was meth in all of it.
It was everywhere.
Everywhere.
Damn.
Everywhere.
Can you imagine just sitting down here? There's just meth.
Yeah. You're sitting around and
Wait.
Hey, we figured out, we got a collection of the air samples. Oh, really? What'd you find out? There's meth all over the place. It's
Where's it?
Everywhere.
So you're just sitting on the bus getting high?
I mean, honestly, you've slipped into the seventh circle of hell at that point. I mean, basically.
Ain't nothing left but fire and brimstone.
The fire will ignite the meth, though, in the air, and everyone will get high.
That does sound like a problem. You could replace your morning coffee with it, though. It'll wake you up.
You already are, whether you like it or not. I mean,
yeah, now you're just jittery because you've done both.
So they took air samples. I need to hear that again because I'm going to lose the rest of the story. They took air samples, and there was meth in 100% of the air samples in Seattle, Washington. I'm not a city planner. I'm not a mayor. I'm not a councilman. Hell, I'm not even a comptroller. But I would think that if you had meth in 100% of your air samples, it's probably about time you did something about that particular problem.
Call me crazy, that's more of a problem than climate change right now, and we should probably
Perhaps.
address it first.
You know what's funny about the climate change thing? I saw an article today on Twitter /X or whatever it's called. And they said already this season there's been $1 billion done in climate-related disasters. So they're not calling them natural disasters. They're not calling them hurricanes or tornadoes. Now it's climate disasters. And I hate to be like as in the video game thing, current yearing us. But, I mean, those are kind of the small things that people ignore that kind of fester into bigger things. Like, you notice we kind of lose the language.
Yeah,
we look
do.
around one day and we're like, shit, we don't say that anymore. Well, yeah, you guys, you laughed the first time they said it. And then they don't have any shame. So they just kept saying it 40 times in a row. And that just became the thing people said.
It's kind of like, you ever notice that the flu kind of disappeared and everything's COVID suddenly and everyone's testing for COVID?
It's amazing how every flu season, COVID seems to be coming back.
Yeah.
It's remarkable to me. And by the way, just in time for a new vaccine that just got approved today.
I was wondering if you mentioned that or not.
We'll talk about it on tomorrow's show, but a brand new COVID vaccine got approved today.
Yay.
And wouldn't you know, numbers are up. Oh, just in time.
Just in time for the NFL games.
Thank God.
98% in the surface samples. They also found fentanyl in those samples. They found methamphetamine in 100% of the air samples, 98% in the surface samples. They also.
So literally the meth is
Everywhere. Everywhere.
There's only 2% of places you could miss it. And it's
That's
like
in the ground.
It's probably like the bottom of the bus seat. But then the air around that has still got it. So
I would like to think that it's where the driver sits. But you can't know. It's the dashboard.
It's probably the highest one because he sits in that bus all day.
Maybe.
Also found fentanyl in those samples as well. But what does that mean for people who are on trains and buses? Are they at risk? Researchers rather, they say not necessarily.
Come on.
Okay, I don't want to hear not necessarily when there's a drug in the air that kills people with a little pinprick, like fentanyl.
Yeah, it does say finds meth, fentanyl in air.
Yeah.
So fentanyl's included here, and yes, it does kill people.
And you're like, hey, are the riders at risk with 100% of the air on public transit having meth and fentanyl in it? And what do the experts say? Not necessarily. All right, I'm moving.
You know what I bet those experts would say they're at risk of?
What?
Contracting COVID on the buses.
Oh, big time. Yeah, you got to be careful. Wear your mask.
COVID's kind of just taking over every other disaster that we have.
If you told me to wear a mask for COVID on Seattle public transit, I'd tell you to go fuck yourself. But if you told me to wear a mask for meth and fentanyl, I might listen.
Yeah, I'll get a respirator out.
Yeah. I'll dress up like a miner.
I just won't go outside.
I'd rather get black lung.
If you took a public bus or train this year, you might have been part of a research study but didn't realize it. The University of Washington was sampling public transportation to see if they could detect methamphetamines and fentanyl on the surfaces we touch and the air we breathe.
We consistently put one by the operator on their seat, and that's to be representative of their exposures.
Researchers additionally hid some behind signs and panels. Same with trains.
And so we were able to put a filter device in that pointed out into the passenger area.
The study analyzed 28 evenings between March and June. Researchers collected samples from 11 buses and 19 train cars. UW collaborated with King County Metro, Sound Transit, Everett Transit, and Community Transit in Snohomish County. They also worked with TriMet in the Portland metro area. Here's what they learned. Out of the 78 air samples, researchers found fentanyl in a quarter of them.
That's scary enough.
That's terrifying. You can die.
The second number is horrible. That's not good either. 100% of the air samples had meth. That's bad. But 25% having fentanyl is fucking terrifying.
We've seen people that need Narcan just from touching somebody who has fentanyl on them.
Right.
Are you kidding?
100% of those air samples had methamphetamine. Out of the 102 surface samples, almost half had detectable fentanyl, and 98% of those air samples had methamphetamine.
In from what I've heard with fentanyl is if you can detect it, you can die from it.
Yes. Like
holy shit.
You and I did a story one night on somebody. There was like a bunch of people that died in some jail or a prison or something because people like pumped like powder fentanyl in through a vent and killed a bunch of people because
I forgot
they breathed
about
it
that,
in.
yeah.
I mean, yes, it kills you potentially.
Seattle, what's your plan here? Like, do you have a plan to
die?
Yeah, I guess
it's closer to
it's
you're
too far
probably
gone.
closer to dying now than turning this shit around. So you might as well enjoy yourself.
Seattle's just too far gone. You can just turn it into Junkieville.
I don't get it. That used to be
So, what does that mean for us as passengers? Are we at risk?
Here's what you do. What you do is when you get on the bus, you just very carefully tilt your head forward. You put it between your legs and you just kiss your ass goodbye.
Oh, maybe we could buy our own car. Oh, wait, nobody can afford one right now.
Right.
I have no concerns about operators feeling the effects of fentanyl and methamphetamine based on the numbers from this study.
Researchers say just because it's there doesn't mean it's at a level that would harm anyone.
Even folks who use these drugs recreationally are not taking it with the goal of overdosing. And so...
No shit. No, a very small amount of people who are taking drugs are taking it to overdose. The problem is they're junkies. It takes more and more and more and more to get them to feel anything.
But not the same for us, people that don't use it.
And they're dumb, and they end up ODing.
Can we remove whatever doctorate this lady has?
Well, no, I mean, she's right.
But she sounds retarded.
She's correct, but it's kind of like, I know you're not supposed to make people panic, but you could at least act like this is a big deal.
I do believe there's some instances where a little smidgen of panic is good.
No, April, they're correct about the amount they found not being harmful to people. They're correct about that. I just mean what it looks like for your city to have detectable levels of these drugs in literally every single one of your air samples. Just because it sounds like what the doctors are doing is going, we can accept this as the new normal. Ain't gonna hurt anybody. No, it's still a pride thing, and you should probably still try to clean it up.
But not only that, excuse me, but I'm sure this gets worse. Pretty soon those amounts are going to be higher.
It would be very unlikely that there would be enough that would be generated secondhand that could cause an overdose to anybody.
Researchers say...
Okay, but what about like just any... I love how they jump right to, oh, come on, it's not like you're going to get an overdose. Yeah, but what if I, like, let's say I'm a business professional and I have to drug test at my work. Is it going to get into my system enough where I would pop positive for any of these things? Yeah.
You know?
Where I would get, if I would take a drug test and this shit would be in my system and I get fired from my job. Yeah, thank you. I'm not going to drop dead on the train. Wow. Thank you. That's amazing. That only happens in superhero movies. Thank you.
What about tiny babies or little kids? Doesn't it affect them at all?
If you have tiny babies and little kids and you live in Seattle, you should have your kids taken away anyway. Like your Blueface asking if his kid if he's a homo.
Regardless of the exposure level transit operators have, it is important to draw attention to the stress this can cause for an employee who has to see it at their workplace, which can take a toll mentally. This year alone, almost 500 people have died from methamphetamine overdose in King County. More than 700 people have died from a fentanyl overdose.
Did I get that right? 1,200 people this year in King County alone have died from meth and fentanyl overdoses?
Oh, but just remember, Aaron, when they're using it, they're not intending to overdose. God, I hate people.
That's even more impressive. They're doing it without trying.
Right.
1,200 people, and they're like, oh, it's got to be demoralizing. Yeah, it's got to be demoralizing, especially if you've lived in Seattle for 30 years, and now you're watching people just do meth and fentanyl on a bus, and you have to sit there and watch it. I mean, if there was anybody who was a leader who wanted to help this and solve this problem, like they have air marshals on planes, you would just start putting cops on buses, and the minute one of these junkies lights up or starts using, you fucking take them in.
No. Remember, Aaron, we have to accept everybody no matter what they're doing now.
Well, they're sick.
And we're not okay with cops. So we can't have either of those things going on.
Fentanyl and meth aren't the problem. It's those doggone police officers.
They're sick people. They have these habits, you see, and it's just really hard to kick them. So we've just got to kind of let them exist that way around all of us.
Cops have an easy time kicking them. And by that, I mean the junkies.
That is more than this point last year.
And it is important to note that this study did not test any transit operators or passengers to see if they had any secondhand fentanyl or methamphetamine in their systems. All of the trains, all of the buses, and the times that were chosen, those were chosen by the transit agencies because operators had reported seeing drug use on those specific lines. Now, Sound Transit says that it is...
You know how demoralizing it's got to be just as a resident of Seattle to get on a bus and see that happening and nobody's doing anything about it?
Maybe for somebody like us, I'm sure most of them are just, it's another day for them now.
Even still, especially if you've been there a long time, it's still got to be just demoralizing. Just like, oh, what a shithole I live or work in.
I don't think there's enough people like that. I think that because we don't behave that way and see that really here, I think that we think more poorly of it. I really do believe that people just see it enough and they're like, oh, it's just going to work.
Jim's Jazz says, if you're the last one out of Seattle, be sure to turn the lights out. They're already doing that themselves in Seattle.
I think I've said before, like, you should just give Portland, Seattle, and like LA and San Fran and all them, just give them to the homeless. They can probably use it better than we can at this point.
Or at least they won't be bothered by the shit.
Yeah.
Johnny David says, I'm with you, April. I definitely have a distaste for most people. The more people you observe, the worse you see in people.
I think that's what happens when you get older, too. You just start getting older and seeing more things in life. And you're just,
Jim's Jazz, welcome to the fall. The ride is going to be wild. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of human feces and shit like this. So there's
shit and fentanyl.
Yeah.
That's got to smell good.
Scott Shelley, now I'm just picturing tweakers on the subway collecting meth out of the air with a HEPA filter. Yeah. They're like, oh, I heard a study that said I'm letting a lot of meth go to waste in the air. God, get it in here.
Walter White would be pissed.
Oh, man, just letting it all out.
Business. Gotta make money on that.
Bigot on socialist media says, the more I hear about Blueface, the more I like him. Yeah, I mean, he's
pretty fun.
Right.
His music sucks, but he's fun.
Midland Armory says 1,200 people have overdosed. Sounds like a self-correcting problem. Yeah, but the only problem is that's more than last year, so they clearly keep finding more of them.
You know what I don't get, though, is you can have that many overdoses, and that's just one of the drugs in that county, and have other addicts see that, and they still continue to do the drug, like, oh, that'll never be me. If I'm doing, like, let's say I was doing drugs and I watched my buddy OD on that drug, it'd scare the shit out of me.
Well,
and that doesn't happen in these people.
But that's you. Yeah, I was going to say, that's you
Rolling.
thinking like a normal person and not like an addict thinks. Chevrolet JB says, and they all want us to take public transit. Yeah, that's the other part of it. Is that they're like, oh, the wave of the future is public transit. We need to get out of these dirty, polluting cars.
But it's all got to be electric, too. The public transit. It's got to switch.
Well, yeah, it's better. It's better for the meth, I think, the electric versus the gasoline. You don't want to, get those smells mixed in, the gas with the meth. You want to keep it pure.
How long before we have like some hybrid meth fent drug?
Oh, I'm sure somebody's already fucked around and done. Yeah, I'm sure they cut I'm sure they get a little fentanyl in the methamphetamine by now.
It's like adding chili powder if you're Jesse Pinkman.
Who's Abby Lee Miller?
I don't know.
I don't know who she is, but TMZ has an article on her about how she's a 57-year-old woman who just did a podcast, Sophia with an F podcast. I don't know who that is. And she made TMZ's front page by saying that she's very much attracted to high school football players.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know who Abby Lee Miller is.
You can't be almost grandma age and say that.
No. It's fucking weird, but I don't know who she is. It's like the top thing on TMZ right now. Abby Lee Miller just took to Instagram in an attempt to clear the air on her comments. All right, before I read to you guys what she said.
And we could just look her up quick.
I want to see Abby Lee Miller, American TV personality. It says in the first news story, she's under fire. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
You don't want to be under fire. Oh, she founded the Abby Lee Dance Studio. Dance mom. So she's a dance mom. That's where I recognize her from. Okay, so she's one of the dance moms chicks. All right, well, now it makes sense that she said something completely fucked up and retarded.
I don't know if you've ever watched that show. Those parents are evil. They are evil to those children. Like, that is a perfect train wreck of a show to watch.
So, but she's not the dance mom. She's the owner of the studio that the dance moms go to, basically. Okay, let's hear what she said. Let's see if it's that bad, or let's see if... I think whenever you have a controversy like this, sometimes the people pushing the controversy are like, haha, let's watch her try to wiggle her way out of this one, but you kind of know what she meant, and it wasn't as bad as it sounds.
You're making content out of it, right?
Right. You're like, oh, almost like they're sport fishing. Like, they're not trying to get her canceled or fuck with her.
This.
Yeah, let's just kind of fuck around and watch her wiggle around on the hook, and then we'll let her go at the last minute. Let's see.
Hey, Abby, have you seen what? All the Right Moves?
No.
That's the best movie ever.
With him in it?
Oh my God, yes, All the Right Moves. He's a high school football player.
Ooh.
That's my downfall. I like the high school football players. I still like them.
I like the coaches.
Not one that used to be in high school, but one that is. Yes.
So she had a couple chances there to kind of tap dance her way out of that, like the host did. The host was like, I like the coaches.
The respectful thing to say.
Yeah.
Or the dads or something.
She had a couple times where she could have gone, no, let me clarify. Like, once they get out of high school and they become, when I was in high school, she's like, oh, no, not then, the ones now.
You're right. The host really did give her an option, to get out of that one.
Listener try to wiggle out of it. Or she gets a chance to wiggle out of it, and she goes, no, I clear. Like, she's talking right into an undercover cop's lapel and going, no, I really like high school boys.
Yeah, but after the cop had tried to tell you, hey, there's a camera.
There's a fucking camera here.
Fucking shut up.
I know. What I'm saying is yummy sophomore running backs. Like, shut the fuck up. Don't clip that. Don't clip that.
Clip it.
Don't clip it.
Clip it.
That's not something you
Say
clip. Clip it. All right, here we go.
I still like them.
I like the coaches.
Not one that used to be in high school, but one that is. Yes.
She doubled down on it.
Ma'am, we know. You've already said it 4 times.
She fucking clarified even. No, I mean like the current roster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's great for that chick's podcast. Like, that's going to go around and, make some noise and...
Right, because she looked good in that clip.
Well, not only that, like, you got this woman to say something crazy. Now more people are clicking on your podcast than ever before. So that got around the world real quick. Ugh. And she had to jump right on Instagram because I'm sure moms were calling going, I am never bringing my child to your dance studio ever again. You are a vile, terrible... And
what do they care? They're girls.
You'll try to fuck my son if I bring my daughter in, you piece of shit. So she went on Instagram and... She tried to clear the air right away. Let's see if it worked. You guys get to be the jury for this one. So you just heard the first part where she's like, oh, yummy, high school football players in my tummy. And by that, I mean I want to fuck them. And by that, I mean not the old ones. I mean the ones now.
Get a load of this girl.
No, that's
don't clip that.
No, don't clip that. That was her. She was saying that.
Not me.
What Abby Lee Miller was saying is, I love high school football player dicks in my mouth. That's what she was saying. That's what Abby Lee Miller was saying.
Now, you see, they can clip that.
Abby Lee Miller was saying...
And?
Start of clip? No, because they know the context now. Abby Lee Miller was saying, I love high school football player dick in my ass. Oh. That's what Abby Lee Miller was saying.
You are in a world of hurt right now.
No, because I didn't say that. She did. And the audience knows that. And they're not going to be disingenuous with that at all.
I'm sure that they won't. They will be honest and true with their clips.
Right, exactly. They'll put the context in it.
Would you co-sign right now that you believe that all clippers of our channel are true and fair?
Yeah. Like Zen Rhino clipped something. Let's hear it. Let's watch. Here we go. Check it out. I bet she clipped it properly. No. I clear. Like, she's talking right into an undercover cop's lapel and going... No, I really like high school boys.
Yeah.
See, he put the context in there.
Yeah, you guys, you have to clip that part out.
No, Zen was being good. Zen clipped the context of it.
But it's a lot more funny if you take it out.
No. Well, they're not trying to be funny. They're trying to honor me and do the right thing.
Everyone wants to honor you and your taste for high school football players.
Yeah, I appreciate that, you guys. That's very kind of you.
Do you have a position you like?
Tight end. Crunchy Cynicism becoming a baby boot, says she's the dance mom's lady, and Yul Gibbons becoming a member.
Nice.
For his 16th month. Yeah, D. Gulag says that's real journalism. That Zen Rhino just did. It's real journalism.
I just want you to live your real, honest truth,
I was just talking about what the dance mom lady said, that's all.
I'm sure.
Can't help it that you're a pervert. Also, guys, we are 1:30 away from tonight's goal. Let's keep cruising because we got a half hour until it's music time. We might not need the music. Just let's start we had a rally in like the first 10 minutes of the show. Let's do another rally now. We're very close to having that thing taken care of. And when we go over half of everything that comes in after we meet the goal tonight, we'll still do the half hour of overtime, but we'll also give half of everything we go over to Redbeard's family. He passed away over the weekend. So Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, memberships. I love memberships. Those are great. So go ahead and contribute if you can, because we're this close to getting off to a great start for the week and knocking out both goals right off the bat.
Absolutely.
Matt asked if he could do Tuesday evening. What do you say to that?
Of course he can.
You're okay with Matt?
I would never feel insulted by being taken over by Matt for a show.
Okay, I was going to say, fucking hold on a second here.
Okay.
So, boys and girls,
God.
there we go. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, we'll have Matt do the, there we go. We'll have Matt do the evening show tomorrow.
It's always very exciting. I like when
Perfect.
he's on the show.
Unless we don't hit the goal tonight. Then I'm going to make April come out in a bikini because we can't miss 3 goals in 3 weeks.
I've been working out. My weight's really low for some reason.
Mine's not. Okay, let's watch the Dance Moms lady try to clear the air about her comment that she loves high school football players. She's 57 years old.
She likes a nice center because he's bent over handing her balls.
Hello, everybody. Abby Lee Miller here. Just to set
You know, the high school quarterback fucker. All right, go ahead.
the record straight. I do like those hot, athletic, muscular types of guys. The jocks. I always have, and I always will. And they must be able to go out to a club, gamble in Vegas, rent an ADA-compliant, handicapped accessible van. And
why?
She's trying to say that she likes them 21 and over.
But she can't just say that.
Yeah,
She can't just come out and be like, obviously I like men that are above 21.
Ma'am, you can't come out and say that after you just said, I really like high school football players. Yeah, and you didn't just say, I like high school football players. You went, I'm attracted to high school football players. No, really, I mean it. I really am. And then when given one more chance, you're like, no, not the ones then. I mean the ones now.
Can you imagine if she'd like came out and said, I like the ones that have been held back a few years. So they're old enough for me, and I'm not a teacher, so it's not a conflict of interest here.
So then you go, oh, you mean the black ones?
Can you date?
Oh, that's disgusting and
minute.
racist. That is horrible.
Oh, you sound racist. Good. Yes. Yes, I am.
The Klan is back.
That's not okay.
I've never seen a black person held back, actually.
I have from a fist fight. Sorry, that's not okay. Guys, that's not the way we talk on this
Everything
program.
I have to say right now is only Rumble appropriate.
And I just had COVID, man. I don't want to go back to that.
And they should also have a business, a bank account, success and passion in their own right. Now.
Okay, now address the you want to fuck high school kids thing.
No, I think we should talk about how gay she is for all the shit she's listing
She's
off.
obnoxious. I really do hate her.
That's because she's a dance person. They're crazy, I promise.
I know, but I think I'd hate her outside of that.
No, that is who they are now.
But I'd hate her if she was something else. I just don't like her demeanor.
If you saw the movie All the Right Moves, starring Tom Cruise playing a high school football star, then you will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And if you have
But then you say you think Tom Cruise is hot. You don't say that you like current high school players.
You're saying you like high school football players because that's what that movie was about, is high school football players.
Fairly positive that in the movie Wild Things, Denise Richards wasn't really a teenager. You know what I mean? But
What?
you can still think she's hot.
Oh, that's weird.
But you wouldn't say that you like teenage slutty girls. You'd say you like Denise Richards.
You would never say that out loud in front of people. It'd be weird.
Yeah, I really do think you should.
Because socially, it would raise red flags.
haven't, go watch it, and then you'll know. This November is my high school class reunion. Shout out Penn Hills, whoop whoop. And I hope that the heartthrob is there. But if he's not, I heard Tom Brady's available.
I hate her. Yeah,
I
Tom
really
Brady's
do.
going out with you.
I really do hate. Yeah, he's going to dump Irina Shayk.
He's going to shake her.
He's going to shake her off.
Shake her off.
I really do fucking hate her.
She's terrible. She's
Yeah.
the worst, actually.
Thank you very much to Crunchy Cynicism, says for Redbeard. All right.
Aw.
Thank you very much. 115 away. Thank you. April's Pink Puffies with $2 says dance/pageant moms deserve the wood chipper.
Have you
Yeah.
watched a second of that show and seen what they do to their kids?
Honestly, after that clip, my curiosity is satisfied.
It is
Thank
mental
you.
illness.
Matt Field says, I'd be happy to take over April for an evening. My dishes are piling up.
I actually did the dishes twice today with your assistance.
I did the dishes once today. So does that
Well,
mean
then
we
that
have to do
means
dishes
three
times?
times. Kids are fucking, they don't understand the concept of, I'll use this glass here as long as I don't get it, covered in food or something. 2 days, 3 days, maybe, they'll like have a sip of water and throw it in the sink.
Laundry and dishes. And then in the summer, it's worse because they're changing clothes all the time. Like, I was so excited to get our water bill this month because I was like, oh, we switched that toilet out. We had a toilet whose stopper was bad and we didn't know it was running a lot. So our water bills were like excessively high. And I'm like, oh, I'm excited to get this one back. It's going to go back to normal. And it was like this water bill covered the summer, basically. And it was still like $150 higher than it normally is. You're just like,
it's probably dishes and laundry.
Yeah, you're just like, fuck.
Because guess who hasn't even ran their sprinkler system this year? We haven't, because everyone's yards are just brown
that's
anyways.
just it. We did a couple times, and remember those 2 times that front station
That's not enough.
got all fucked
Nope.
up, and we ran it for like 5 hours each time.
That's not enough to do that.
Thank you very much to, oh, you know what? I also have to hit a little refresh here and see if we got to catch
On
up.
some high school football players?
No, of course not. That would be a horrible
Aaron's
thing to do.
checking out the roster at Apollo.
Thank you very much to Master Sparky. Wow, nice to see another, although I've seen that name before, nice to see a name coming in once in a while.
Thank you.
Master Sparky with $10. Thank you very much, pal. Appreciate it. Guys, don't look now. That puts us at 100 for the night. Very, very cool. Thank you very much. If you feel like chipping in, there's the links to Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. There's also Super Chats, Rumble Rants, memberships, and subscriptions over on Rumble. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate that. We will, 100 away. We'll do overtime. For overtime, I want to talk about everybody's favorite 9/11 conspiracies since it's 9/11. I want to talk about that. I'm excited about that one.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my parents. Happy 30th anniversary today.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I got to go grab their number after this show, and I should probably shoot them a happy anniversary text. As long as it's before midnight, it counts.
Those two get you anniversary gifts.
Fucking, I'll get them one too. A text from me. Who wouldn't love that? It's a great gift. Are you kidding me? Zen Rhino made a clip. I got to make sure I got to go up and find it. Here we go. Zen made a YouTube short. I'm sure this is in context.
Okay.
I'm sure this is...
It's true and fair.
It's true and fair because Zen Rhino would never fuck me over. Let's take a look. A look-see, even.
I love high school football player dicks in my mouth.
Now, wait, no, wait a minute. That was not what I said. I was saying in the context of what that woman was saying was that. Zen,
that's disgusting.
You bottle fucked me.
No, you said it.
I love high school football player dicks in my mouth.
That's not what I said, though. That was...
And I thought I knew you. I thought you just liked age-appropriate men's dicks in your mouth.
Zen, do you see what you've done to this relationship
God
now?
Damn it.
I hope you're proud of yourself.
See, I always really try to overlook the homosexuality that's clearly bottled up in there.
Zen, I hope you're happy.
And then you make him say that.
Triple N says, the video says you said it. That's not, that wasn't me.
Anything you see on the internet has to be true.
And Zen, if you tweet that out, I tell you what, I'm just going to be all kinds of upset.
And probably divorced.
Yeah, if you tweet that out to people. And
yeah, Matt Field says great header for the divorce papers. I bring some let's say Minnesota has to like make the wife like provide like proof for like needing a divorce or something. I just make them watch that.
Do we know what's up with Aaron Rodgers yet? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to
no.
To check it out.
Speaking of gay.
Yeah. You know what? Now that Aaron Rodgers isn't in Green Bay anymore, I can kind of like him if I want to. Jake Hudson made a clip for the show. Old Jake. Let's see what
Nobody cuts off their cock, lays it in your lap like Gaston.
I believe
I'm incredibly good at transgendering. Cut off his balls. It's Gaston. I don't say... I'm great at musicals.
You know what I love watching?
What?
I especially love this when I come downstairs and like unprovoked, Aaron watching himself and talking about how funny he is.
You know, this is why I think I hate to bring up, actually I don't hate to bring, I'm not going to lie. I love bringing up haters because this is where I think I frustrate them and I can't take them seriously. Because I watch myself and I go, I don't know what you guys are hating. I don't know what kind of miserable fucking life you lead. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen. Like the thing I just did, I'm watching it back now. It's so funny. I can't believe I said it.
You seriously won't see it anywhere else.
It's remarkably good. Nobody else. Kevin Brennan doing that bit? God bless Kevin Brennan. He ain't doing that bit.
No.
Name them all. They can't do it. They don't have this cooking up here. They don't have the horsepower up here that any asshole can watch a clip of a retard and say, hey, he's a retard. A Gaston parody song? Suck my ass. Not only a Gaston parody song, a damn good Gaston parody song that stays true to the original.
You're going to have an aneurysm.
I'm so goddamn talented, it gives me brain damage.
You're red.
I know.
You're jiggling all over the place.
I'm red with appreciation. Anyway, Jake, let's continue with your clip. Say his. I'm going to have to rewrite the song. I misgendered
Nobody
it.
clipped this at all.
Thank you, Jake. No one transitions like Gaston. No one misses his dick like Gaston. No one grows bigger tits than his mom than Gaston. Finish it off,
He's
champ.
especially good at fake menstruating.
Oh!
Becoming a girl, it's Gaston.
I am fucking talented.
I just like watching my faces.
Goddamn, Jake.
I look disgusted.
Jake, you should make a steel toe sizzle reel at this point. Now, here's one thing I need from Jake, though. You don't need to send me the link every time you start a StreamYard stream. When I do 2 shows a day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'm not going on anywhere. You ever notice that? Did you ever notice? You ever notice that whenever I do a guest spot on anyone's podcast, which is rare, I do it on Thursdays. Because I have time.
I mostly just don't do it because I do enjoy my time off. Believe it or not, I've got a whole life outside of this thing, and I like to do things.
Jake makes sure that he sends me a DM, a tweet, an email, and I think a Facebook message. He usually makes sure I get it.
Probably
get
a
it from
voicemail.
all. Yeah, Jake's a fan again. I know April's never going to forgive Jake for the Elisa stuff.
No,
but,
I won't. Sorry.
I promise this time I'm going to keep Jake at a nice arm's length, but I'm glad he appreciates what we do. And he clipped me being fucking hysterical, which is a good way to get back on my good side. Appeal to its ego, as they say.
Look at you. You're literally sitting here like a peacock. Just,
That
look
was
at my
funny.
big feathers.
It was a funny fucking bit. And you know, look, I didn't want to say anything back then in the moment, but and I did see a lot of LOLs and cry laughing face emojis in the chat, but I'm going to be real honest with you. There were about 350 people in here at the time. Not enough of them. Not enough
You're
of
just not appreciating
I'm
your
really
time.
the Frank Zappa of this thing, just not appreciated
You've
as much as I
literally
should be.
had a friend choke you out before for your stupid raps.
I'm a hilarious guy. Ghost of Redbeard, I think he means Redbeard, says Gino is funnier. Now, this is 100% patently false. I mean, he's a very funny person, but I mean, the level of talent it takes, what you just saw, I mean.
We get to see Gino again in like a week and a half.
You.
I'm so excited.
Triple N says self-esteem, not an issue at Steel Toe.
No, can't say it is. Well, over here, it's a little bit of an issue.
$100 away from tonight's goal. We are getting very close. We got about a little over 15 minutes before we rattle the cans and try to knock out that last 100. Or if you guys want to, go ahead and do it in the next 15 minutes, and we'll be fine. Matthew Jenkins says you're a modern day Opie. You son of a bitch.
Hey, you used to look up to that guy.
Way to wreck it.
You calm down.
Piece of shit. Carolina Kid, thank you for this update. He says Aaron Rodgers had an X-ray, came back negative, but will not return tonight.
We got to rest that prize horse, you know.
No shit.
Keep him in the stable for a bit.
You don't need to be bringing him back. You know, this is also Zach Wilson's opportunity. Because let's say Aaron Rodgers has to miss 2 games. You put up 350 and 3 touchdowns with no picks, and you beat the Bills.
That's the one with the hot mom, right?
Yes.
I knew it.
Jets, how's it going right now, though? That's what we need to know.
Ew, who's that chick?
13-3 Bills at halftime. Okay, so guesses right now. Has Zach Wilson thrown a pick yet?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Player stats. Oh, Josh Allen's thrown a pick, as he tends to do. Ooh, Zach Wilson, 5 of 8, 41 yards and a pick.
Cracking under pressure. Yeah.
He sucks. Breece Hall, 2 carries for 109 yards.
Well, it's a good day for him.
Yeah. Oh, what's Dalvin doing? Ooh, 5 carries, 16 yards.
How's Stephon Diggs doing since he's been gone?
Steph, 6 catches, 54 yards and a touchdown. Nice day for him.
Yeah.
Shit.
I did like him like a lot. He just is kind of diva-y. He's too much of a diva.
You got to win.
Causes
If you want
problems.
to keep him on your team, you got to do two things. You got to win, and you got to give him the ball a lot. If you do one of those things and not the other, he's going to bitch and want to trade.
I had that guy's jersey once. I actually still have it.
Baggio reporting that Aaron Rodgers just has a torn labia, which
Those do hurt. Can
yeah,
confirm.
if you tear your
Do you
labia,
know how many labia tears I've been through?
a lot of labia tears.
God,
That's why they call you Old Sag Wallet.
it's broken in nice though.
Back in the neighborhood.
You know, it's like one of those nice leather wallets that like form really nicely to your cards and stuff,
kinda
and then your butt
flops.
cheek.
If you shake it like this a lot, you get a weird slapping, leathery sound.
But it smells nice.
Right. Because you give it that leather treatment.
Yeah, I do.
Hobo,
I soap it up.
Hobo chili recipe with $2 says 9/11 gave us Pete Davidson. Thanks, Muhammad Atta, you dirty brown Haji. I hope George Washington was waiting for you in paradise with a bat. It'll buff out says
like
the
you.
Aaron and Jake show. Love it. Yeah, I didn't say that.
Wow.
I certainly didn't
You're doing
say
the
that.
Aaron and Jake show on Thursday?
I
That's disgusting.
never ever in a million years
Ooh.
said
Well,
that.
I guess I know where I'm going Thursday.
I have to, I want to make a confession to this audience.
This is always the best time to make confessions.
I have a confession. I've been jonesing today all day. I think April and I very soon, probably not tonight because I have to prep for a show.
We should have sex soon, though.
Sex is on the list for sure. But I think even, just as important. No, Galford's dog, I have not been jonesing for dick. Let me finish.
That's not what you said earlier.
I was quoting somebody.
That's not what the video said.
I may have to start. It's not even May. I got to start Game of Thrones over again. Because
it's pretty good, huh?
you know what I did on Sunday? Or no, it was Saturday we were gone. It must have been Friday or Sunday.
When?
Friday night. Friday night I sat down here because I was trying to download and install a Game of Thrones mod for Bannerlord with the Westeros map,
You've done
all
that
the
before,
units.
though.
This was an update. They updated the thing.
But
it was even more involved and more elaborate and even better. So I downloaded it. It wasn't working. I kept trying all these different beta versions and everything else. Beta. And I just kept fucking around with it, and it wouldn't work until finally they said, oh, yeah, you just need to download this patch called Harmony. I did that. Boom. It fired up.
That sounds pretty weird.
Holy shit.
Wait a second. You need a patch named Harmony? What the fuck does that mean?
It's not Bannerlord anymore. When you install the mod, you know what it's called? When you activate the mod?
A patch named Harmony?
Realm of Thrones. And you get to play in Westeros.
I just want to remind you, I'm doing this Corey thing for a second here.
Yeah.
Who turned you on to Game of Thrones and who denied me for so long?
Corey first.
Fuck you.
Corey was telling me about Game of Thrones before you came around.
I'd seen it twice before I dated
And
you.
I told him it was gay because it has dragons.
Okay, who'd you watch it with? Me.
Okay, but in fairness, I was right about the second half. Like, the show did become gay and awful.
I'd seen it before.
The last 3 seasons at least.
Oh. Also, would have never watched Mad Men had it not been for me.
I didn't fight you on Mad Men, though. I always
Well, it
wanted
was
to
gay,
see that. I
right?
like, the 50s.
Very homosexual.
The 50s, what's not to love? Name one bad thing about the 50s or the 60s. One bad
Rampant
thing about
STDs and a little hideousness in the household.
Didn't even exist. $5 from April's Pink Puffies says Rogers' calf quivered / spasmed in the slow-mo replay, which is a telltale sign of a torn Achilles. The tendon
That's
recoils up the calf
Mhm.
when this happens.
That's true. Have you seen it before?
I've never watched it actually happen.
Sure,
I don't
it
think.
totally does. It does do that.
But would that show up on an X-ray or no? It would show up on an MRI.
Most likely an MRI.
But not because they said X-rays were negative. But that's just bones. Isn't it?
We could do a fun little thing here. Is it kosher to show football footage of an Achilles tendon tearing?
I'm sure YouTube would be fine with that.
It's pretty wild
Yeah.
if you watch like in the back by the calf muscle, just watching
Here.
it like it's like you stretch a rubber band long enough and it snaps and you just watch it go back.
Here, should we watch? You want to watch an animation,
You should have done football.
or
Would've
do
been
we
way more
watch
interesting.
an Achilles tear football? Muhammad Ibrahim. Oh, this is the Gophers. Ruptures his Achilles tendon. All
Carries
right.
159 yards, averaging 5.5 yards per carry.
to go along with 2
touchdowns. Fuck my butthole.
I told you.
That is rough.
Yards, averaging 5.5 yards per carry. To go along with 2 touchdowns.
That whole thing just kind of shimmies into and then look, you can't put it, you're done.
It's such a delayed reaction because you don't know
so
what
the
happened
thing
right
down
away.
here just shoots right up into your calf.
Yes, it does. It goes right up to behind your knee.
So that thing is wound tight.
It's very tight. It's dangerous, yeah. That's why you are pretty much disabled once that happens.
He was really good. Mo Ibrahim. That's the worst part. If he sucked, I wouldn't give a shit. What the fuck is Corey doing? Night Haulress. So Corey's going live, driving the RVs, delivering the RVs.
Is he calling himself a haulress because he's hauling and he looks like a
Haulress,
mustache? That's kind of fun.
Okay, so Corey's doing live streams. We've got 10.
He's doing kind of a buzzy thing.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes until we have to rattle the offering plate and knock out this last $95. Should we check out a little Corey Night Haulress?
Yeah, but holy tits, did that show go fast?
Well, yeah, you weren't here for all of it.
I only missed a half hour today. I had no traffic on the way here.
Let's check it out. Night Haulress from Corey Adams. Go say hi to Corey. Is it live currently? Oh, yeah, it's live right now. So he's driving an RV.
Does he poop in 5-gallon pails?
I don't know.
Better once I clear that Alice area.
That's gotta suck driving in that heavy traffic with that rattly ass fucking camper and all the space it takes up.
So, wait, is he delivering this camper?
Yeah, he's delivering camper. Oh, I don't miss driving these fucking things. It's got to be a newer one. It's got the thing here, the warning that the cars are in your lane or coming up on your blind spot. Yeah. It's not the old 96 Coachman.
That's actually one of my favorite features on my truck.
Is this all he's doing? Are we gonna get some commentary or some?
I hope so.
Some talkie?
Yeah, I should save the trash. Why would I do that?
Don't read the chat while you're driving an RV on the freeway.
What up, Steelto?
Hi, Corey.
Hi, Corey.
Stop.
Walrus shark.
Here.
Walrus shark.
Stop.
Walrus shark.
Stop reading the
Walrus
chat
shark.
while you're driving. Oh, man.
Could he get fired for that if his boss found out he's reading chat while driving their RVs?
Right? Exactly. That's a problem.
Hi, Aaron. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, Corey. Oh, he can't hear me.
No. Shark.
I got it.
I'm well. How are you? There, I'm just typing that in the chat. That's April who wrote that. Also, $95. Wait, right here.
I'm gonna die.
I just put our
license.
goal link in Corey's
I don't have
chat.
a Class A license. They asked me, and I said, "Yeah, I have a license A." And
We
then a Class
almost
A, and I
doubled
have a
his
license
now
A.
watching.
And then they also didn't drug test me. They just gave me the keys to a
there you
fucking
go.
Damn.
$300,000 RV.
Amy Staley thinks it's fake Aaron. It's not fake Aaron. I just put my own goal link in the chat.
You're trucking with the walrus.
He looks pretty good.
I'm gonna die. Woo!
I mean this in every positive way.
Mexico. Shout out to San Antonio Vacation Village, baby. Woo!
Oh, that's a good idea too, because he gets to take those to like different locations around Texas. So you probably get to fuck around down there for a while.
That does sound fun. Have you ever considered like how other jobs than this are probably like a really good time sometimes?
Right. If you don't have children, like he's a single guy, he has no kids.
I think that life would be probably pretty fucking great.
Like some people will shit on that. They'll be like, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you delivering trucks or delivering RVs?" It's like, yeah, wait a minute. If you have children and a family, yeah, that sucks. That's a shitty life. But consider it. Corey's single. He has no children. He can drive different RVs all the time. He can stay in different places. He can go to, South Padre Island or whatever the fuck he's going to deliver these things.
I think that'd be a great time.
It's gotta be great. You know how many books on tape you could listen to? God, I'm exciting. You know how much Game of Thrones I could listen to if I was driving an RV all over God's green earth? Are you kidding? These poor RV owners, though, the way gas prices are.
It's not his problem.
Fuck. It's terrible.
He actually looks, and I mean this in every positive way, he looks slimmer. He looks good, I think.
There you go. One man's opinion.
Maybe he's happier and therefore in better shape.
There you go.
I don't know.
All right, guys, $95 away from tonight's goal, $5 away from rattling the can and trying to knock out the rest. I want to watch this Bob the Barber story, so let's get the goal taken care of tonight so I don't have to worry about it, because I want to lean into this story. If I don't do it tonight, we're saving it for tomorrow, but I can get through this in 5 or 6 minutes. April's going to love this shit because she's from a tiny little town that nobody's ever heard of, and she loves old men. And this story is going to touch her heart, and I'm just going to make old man jokes.
I love old men more than I should, maybe.
Hortonville is a number one place to work. Great customers.
There, no blacks. Meh.
He's cute.
I guess I said that before. The customers become your friends, and that's very unusual.
A Fox Valley man estimates he's given more than 100
blowjobs. Oh, sorry.
Jeez, you are dreaming out loud today.
I'm just trying to finish his sentences for him.
1,000 haircuts.
Oh, haircuts.
Since first becoming a barber.
Can you believe he's 91?
That's what I thought too.
What?
That's a 91-year-old man.
Hold the goddamn phone.
Right.
That guy's 91.
Yeah, he looks better than Corey.
That guy's phenomenal for 91. He's adorable. I would.
They always say, they say that guy's 91 years old, got a cock like a 72-year-old, that guy.
He looks like a...
It's awesome. He just opened at the age of 91 this new shop in Hortonville. Tonight in Small Towns, Jeff Alexander pays a visit to Bob's Old-Fashioned Barbershop.
Oh, he gives hand jobs.
This is just...
The only thing about opening a barber shop at 91, and look, I'm not a financial planner. This is not financial advice, but no real chance to establish long-term equity before you got to sell.
Unless you can give it to your kids.
I only make appointments 10 days out at a time. Don't know if I'm going to be here in 2 weeks. I am 91 after all. Oh, you're going on vacation? Yes, the final vacation.
The final destination, if you will.
Yeah, can I get a perm? What are you, it? He just insults people who want effeminate. If you come in, anything with hair below your shoulders, he levels it off for you. Let's get you a sensible, high and tight marine cut, you pussy.
I think we'll take some off of this stuff, huh?
Take quite a bit.
For those of you who can't see, he's trimming a man's pubes.
Off a customer in his barber chair and some
He
clippers
farted.
in his hand, and there's no place he'd rather be.
I tried to retire once and when I was in Arizona.
Yeah, I got in deep with loan sharks, and I got a gambling problem, got in trouble with my bookie, and he broke both my kneecaps, and well, here I am back to work hiding out. I'm on the lam in Wisconsin.
Dude, all offense to our administration, this guy's 91 and more productive, more attractive, and more with it than our president.
Well, don't set the bar too high.
I am.
It was about a month or so, and I went and got a haircut and said to my wife, she said, "You got a haircut?" And I said, "Yeah, I got a haircut." But I said, "I'm going to work on Monday, too." She's, "Are you out of your mind? We're out here to be retired." I said, I can't.
I love him.
Fucking swinging dick of a 91-year-old.
He
Holy
really
shit.
is. Aren't we both into him now?
Fuck that guy.
He's my favorite 91-year-old.
Growing up in Black Creek, Bob received
I bet
his
you hated
haircuts
that.
as a boy from his
They didn't call it Black Creek when he was growing up. I grew up in Old Creek.
Oh, I can't. Oh, it's not Rumble. I can't say it. Damn.
Until the PC pussies took it over and called it Black Creek.
dad, who owned a barbershop for 55 years. By the time Bob was 16, he was following in his father's footsteps.
This is so cool.
God, they all looked so old back then. Like, that's a 16-year-old?
Yeah, but then, well, that's because they just had more class, so you naturally looked more grown
They
up.
all just looked old as shit.
But then they stayed younger looking, ironically, for like,
Yeah.
you know how it's like a Sam Elliott thing where you look old originally, but then you stay that way?
Look at all the like hair tonics and shit they had back then. The different stuff you could put on your hair.
That's one of the best things, going to like an antique store and like seeing the
Right.
shelf of shit they put on their bodies
Yeah.
is so gross.
Served my apprenticeship through him. Started in 1948. I was in high school.
3 years later, Bob had his license.
He's
and
the middle
worked
one.
for his dad for more than 15 years. At the age of 35, he bought a
Wait,
barbershop.
he looked like that at 35?
No, that's not, obviously that's not a 35-year-old picture.
in Appleton.
Babe.
The old Han Bowling Alley building called the Appleton Barbershop. There for about 11 years.
Sharp as a
Sold that
tack.
to a young lady from Michigan.
Yeah, he recalls all this shit.
And
I don't
out
remember
to
what I did
Arizona.
2 weeks ago.
After
I don't remember
working
what
for
I
a
ate
barbershop
today.
there
Yeah.
for a while, and with a retirement out of the question, Bob bought his own shop in Sun City. 18 years
Fuck.
in
Well, you know what? We'll watch more of Bob. We're going to knock this goal out real quick. We'll watch more of Bob, and we'll talk 9/11 conspiracies, but we're running out of time here. Let me throw a few thank yous out there. Crunchy Cynicism with $10 says, don't kill my husband.
Hey, thank
All
you.
right. I won't.
He's very cute.
$90 away from tonight's goal. Let's fire up the music. April, take a hold of that. We'll watch the rest of Bob in a little bit, but we're running out of time here.
I want to get to Bob.
We got to knock this thing out, and then we're going to talk 9/11 conspiracies and 91-year-old men giving haircuts. It's been a very funny show. We hope you've enjoyed it. Maybe even check in with Corey a little bit later as well. Let's fire up the gospel music. By the way, I am in the market for new... we are in the market for new offering plate music, so if you have any good ideas... I'm always open to them.
You know, in your free time down here, you could look around.
Maybe. But I got a lot of Realm of Thrones to play. All right, fire it up. $90 away from knocking out tonight's goal. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, Venmo, Rumble Rants. All of it goes in the offering plate.
So many times.
All of it goes to help out the great Church of Steel Toe. Let's see if we can make MSO look like a dick. He's nervous tonight because you guys have this thing at $90. You've got it in the double digits already. Derek Fitzpatrick says, we got to knock this thing out. Quote, Larry Silverstein. Oh. Yeah, we got it. Hey, guys, just like Building 7, let's take this goal and pull it. 9/11 humor. All right, let's get this thing knocked out. It's going to take all of us working together. We've got about 5.5 minutes to knock out the last $90. There's $5 from D Gulag. Thank you very much. That's going to start us off. 85 away from Pay Dirt. Remember, every dollar we go over on the goal, half of it goes to Redbeard. So for old Redbeard 313, let's knock out the goal. We'll do a half hour of overtime, and then we'll add to our total that we're going to contribute to his GoFundMe at the end of the week. But with everything we go over.
Dub says he'd give $30 for a foot cam for me. Would you give $30 if I told you I'm on footfinder.com?
Is it Footfinder?
Is it Feet Finder or
Footopedia?
My feet. Is it feet?
I thought it was Footopedia.
Feetopedia?
I don't know.
My feet are online.
Either way, $85 away from tonight's goal. That is the thing that keeps us on the air here on this program. Johnny David with $5. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I know we only take $3.50 of that, but we don't count the $2.99s and the $1.99s, and we count the 10s as 7. So I think it all balances out in the end. $80 away from tonight's goal. We need everybody chipping in a little bit at a time to get this thing down to 0, and then the show will keep going until 9:30 tonight. Otherwise, we'll wrap this thing up in about 4 minutes and change. Jeremy S. with $2 says, thanks for the show. Thank you for whatever amount of cash you throw in.
Thank you.
Average Plumber with $50 over on Rumble, and since Rumble takes a lot less than YouTube does, we keep 40 of that.
Thank you, Average Plumber.
So thank you, buddy. That cuts the goal right in half. $40 away from tonight's goal. Thank you very much, Average Plumber. All right, we got 4 minutes to go until tonight's goal is over, and we've only got $40 left in it. Thank you so much. Looks like we're pretty close. Let's just bring it in for a landing. April's got the offering plate. It is shaken, so reach into those holy pockets you got, and if you got anything for the Lord of the Steel Toe, throw it in the old offering plate, and Mass will run an extra 30 minutes where we'll talk 9/11 degeneracy, old barbers, Corey Hall and RVs, all kinds of shit.
Hey, we got to hit this goal to get Matt tomorrow, too.
Oh, yeah, and if we hit the goal, Matt will be doing the evening show tomorrow. Wiki Feet is where you are, not Feet Finder.
My feet are on Wiki Feet for free.
Wiki Feet.
Apparently. I didn't put them there.
Hobo Chili with $5 says 7-4, Rays on top of the Twins. Take that, Aaron. You started this fucking thing with Tampa, and you drew first blood. I'm going to finish this.
Uh-oh.
If we meet your Rays in the playoffs, we'll put a wager on that. $35 away from tonight's goal. We do have OT on credit so far, so you will be getting it. We're 3 minutes away from running out of plate shaking time, so throw in your singles, not to April, but in the
not
thing.
High school football players.
And don't throw the ones at April. That's demeaning.
No, that's just fun.
A $5 from K Fallen. Thank you very much. $5. a little bit closer. Thank you, Johnny David, for the $2. He says, for the tax and YouTube take. We're incorporated, so you don't have to worry about the tax part, my man. But the YouTube take, yes, thank you. $30 even away from tonight's goal. Shaft says, do it for the Walrus. Yes, do it for the Walrus. He says, enjoy, folks. Wiki feet. There you go. $5 from Mr. Me. Scotty Licious McFabulous says, come on, 2.6 percenters. You've got this.
Thank you.
$25 away from tonight's goal. April's Pink Puppies with $2 says, 1 vote for Puffy Cam. Birdman with 5. Kaya Mall with 5. That's going to get us down to 15. I like this. Everybody banding together.
Thank you.
Thanks for the show. Will y'all ever go on Friday Night Tights? If asked, I'd go.
We have kids Friday nights.
Oh, that's true, too. Yeah, so probably that would be a tough one.
I don't like turning anything down, but I do enjoy my off time. Yeah. I prefer to be on the internet as little as possible.
90 seconds, $15 left. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo links all in the chat. Rumble, YouTube, what have you. $15 away from tonight's goal. About 75 seconds away from MSO at least getting a tie. He gets a draw if we get within 50 but don't get down to 0.
My arm's tired.
Well, let's see if we can get a W. Here we go. Half of everything we go over goes to Redbeard's family as well. So you help keep this show going, and it goes to a good cause tonight. All right, 55 seconds left to go.
You can do it.
Are we going to get that last 15 before we start overtime here? Oh, God, my phone's going crazy.
I'd really like to.
Just making sure. All right, there we go. All right. Is that last 15 coming? 35 seconds to go. $15 away from tonight's goal. The offering plate is shaken. Look at the dedication. Look at the muscular stamina in this woman.
I do keep going. I've got a lot of go in me.
Balls Deep gifting a membership to Scotty Licious McFabulous. 20 seconds left. $15 left in tonight's goal. That last 15 just hanging in there. Very picky, very pesky, that last $15.
Getting very sweaty in here.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and... last 15, and... there we go. So I think we're probably going to have a full goal tomorrow because we'll probably knock out that 15. But I don't think we're going to add anything for old Redbeard tonight, unfortunately. And I think Johnny and I are going to have an uphill climb tomorrow morning. Yule Gibbons with 10 says, here's some monies. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yule.
And JJ with 20. So hold the phone there. That's we're 10 ahead.
Can't be talking all negative like that.
There you go. We're 10 ahead for tomorrow. Sorry, MSO. We did get that one. I had a Venmo come in there from JJ.
Thank you.
I do appreciate that. So we are, what did I say? 10? We're 15 ahead.
You were lovely human beings.
We're 15 ahead for tomorrow. All right. So Redbeard's going to get a little bit, and Johnny and I will start off a little bit ahead for tomorrow morning. Half of everything you send in from now during the rest of overtime, we keep track of here, and half of it goes to, as I said, Redbeard's GoFundMe at the end of the week. We'll throw the whole thing in there. So far, I think you guys are 45 into Redbeard. And we're going to throw in $250. We're going to give his VIP back to his family as well. Let's check in with the Walrus.
Okay.
See how Corey's doing. Let's go live here. You know what? Let's go in the chat real quick. Good news.
Here, meatballs? I love meatballs.
Good news. Hit the goal.
Meatballs and Valentinis?
Watching some Walrus. There we go.
I'm not even hungry right now. I don't even care.
Corey Adam Comedy on YouTube. He's got to get more watch hours so he can get super chats.
Yowzas.
Meatballs do sound good right now.
Good news, hit the goal while watching Walrus. Nice.
There we go.
Walrus shark. Walrus shark.
Someone.
Walrus shark.
Is he driving in the middle of the lane?
Shark.
Oh no, that's the end of the RV. By the way, I'm keeping track of all the 11 traders in Corey's chat who aren't watching Steel Toe tonight.
That, yeah.
Amy Staley, I'm looking at you. Shaft.
Mr. Approachable.
Mr. Approachable, you son of a bitch.
Comedy@gmail.com. Venmo Corey Adam Comedy. Cash App Corey Adam Comedy.
Oh, Jake Hudson is in there.
CoinTR.ee/Corey Adam Comedy. I don't have super chats yet. I'm not fancy like you fucks.
The chat has cancer now.
Mr. Approachable says, "Come on, let me time out, Aaron."
RVs, baby.
I don't know, man. I kind of like RV hauling Corey.
I do too.
I think for a single guy, that's kind of a fun deal.
I think his honking is going to scare somebody, though.
The honking is irresponsible.
I don't like that word.
He should definitely be a little more attentive on the road. But either way, we got overtime here. Oh, there's Mr. Approachable. Don't you come back to me now, you son of a bitch.
We don't need your sloppy seconds.
Barry Bostwick says, "Where's a low overpass when you need one?" Now, how is that nice? How is that nice?
It's very cruel.
Balls Deep also has Corey's link in our chat as well. Thank you very much. And also,
cross-linkage.
Decent on Rumble tonight. We were up over 300 on a Monday Night Football day. I'm very happy about that.
I wonder how that game's going.
Buffalo probably still kicking the shit out of the Jets, especially with no Aaron Rodgers. Oh, wow, 13-6. The Jets are coming back a little bit. Okay.
Hanging in there, that's for sure.
Zach Wilson, I have a hard time believing Zach Wilson's going to lead a touchdown drive today. Let's see. Yeah.
Can't is the real C word, Aaron.
Still 8 of 13 for 80 yards and a pick.
Still hasn't had any more picks, though.
I guess that's a positive, sure. Buffalo's at about midfield, though, right now. So
I'll get in the middle of your field.
It's aggressive.
Well.
Mr. Approachable says the RV he had last week had a semi-air horn in it. You should have been listening to that one. I always miss the good stuff. That's my
Nobody
curse.
tells us where the good time is.
All right, what do we do? What do we want to do? Throw me links. Here's what we're going to do. If you've got good 9/11 conspiracy links for us, because I don't want to sit here and talk about 9/11 on 9/11. Like, it's been 22 years. We get it. We all know the story.
Never forget.
We all know how it was the fucking beginning of the end of America.
It really was, though.
Yeah.
And it's been basically my whole life.
Right.
I was almost 7 when it happened.
See, unlike you, I kind of had an account of America before 9/11.
I knew what was happening when it happened and where I was.
A lot of the 90s a lot of people consider the 90s one of the top, 3 decades in American history. Because you had the Cold War was over, so we had no big enemy. We were the only superpower left in the world. The economy, at least for the last half of the decade, was crazy. It went gangbusters with the dot-com boom. And it was seen as like, holy shit, a new era of American prosperity. We're the shit. Like in the 80s, they were worried the Japanese were going to take over. And then the Japanese had what was called the lost decade in the 90s, where their whole economy just fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
And then America was kind of just like Forrest Gump in the Vietnamese jungle, just looking around, and we're the only one running. Everyone else had fallen. And then 9/11 happened, and it's just people's freedoms got taken away. The banks started fucking around with money way more.
God damn it, I didn't even have a chance. I was in 1st grade when it happened.
Yeah. Scott Shelley, the president, was busting inside a fat lady.
See, now I think that should be happening.
It was a better time. It was a better time. Alex Jones was on cable access on 9/11 yelling about the Jews.
That always sounds like a better time, doesn't it? I have this thought to myself. It always happens when I'm mowing lawn and I get to looking around and I'm like, God, it's so peaceful out here. And then I start to think of the account of everything going on at the time. And I'm like, there had to have been a better time to be alive. There really did.
90s were great. Once Afghanistan and Iraq started, though, like a lot of creepy shit started happening. People criticizing the war were getting visited by the Secret Service at their apartments, and then the wiretapping started and the reading the emails.
Our people's heads are falling off.
Edward Snowden, Julian Assange, all of that. Like it just got really wonky there, and then that just kind of got accepted. We didn't really fight back, so that just kind of became accepted in the way it was. Then the banks with 0% interest rates and just flooding the market with cheap money, and now we're seeing what that did. Housing crashes, not learning anything from that, and
obviously
going to war with everybody who looked at us funny and borrowing shitloads of money. Oh, it was it bad. Hobo Chili says, when we were in Bosnia and Kosovo, that was when we were the strongest military-wise. Yeah, we had like F-117 stealth Nighthawks and B-2 bombers, and that was like alien shit compared to the rest of the world. And then we just kind of stopped innovating.
Well, not only that, we started watching trans videos for like inclusivity in our military.
Dude,
shit
and
like that.
Say what you want about Bill Clinton, but his way of taking care of shit military-wise was just kind of fucking ruthless. What he would do is he would go, yeah, I'm not putting like 50,000 ground troops down in that country. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bomb the fuck out of the people you're trying to overthrow. And then if you people want it so bad, you go and take it. Like America would basically be the world's mercenary air force for hire. And we'd go and bomb shit and all our pilots would be safe up in the skies, you know, and we just bomb the piss out of stuff. And then we go, and then they go, well, America, what are you going to do now? It's like, I don't know. You wanted to get rid of the fucking government. Now you go do it. I'm not fucking doing it. That was kind of like Desert Storm, too. We bombed the shit out of Saddam Hussein. And then the Kurds were like, yes, now we're going to go overthrow him. Are you coming to help America? And we're like, yeah, we'll be right there. And then they got slaughtered. And they were like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, yeah, we're not sending 100,000 ground troops to invade Iraq. Hey, sending 100,000 ground troops to invade Iraq and occupy the place, that would be fucking retarded. Whose kid would ever do that in 12 years? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you want to stay on that thread?
David Denominici says, yeah, none of our pilots ever got shot down in the 90s. Yeah, we had a stealth Nighthawk get shot down in Kosovo. I remember that. But that was the news back then. An American plane getting shot out of the air was so rare that I remember it being front page news when one got shot down.
I just find it very funny that like today, nobody except our own people cares or has the thought to like, oh, we should really get rid of the American government because they'll do whatever the other countries fucking want. Do their bidding, basically.
Well, yeah,
China wants us to do this thing. Oh, let's just do that. How about Ukraine? Okay.
Yeah, we went from having like regular dog shit corrupt politicians to like guys who were like in with multinational schemer,
yes, man,
global elite fucking types, rather than just like, hey, I'll sell out to some oil companies. Instead, it's like these dark, sinister fucking people like Dr. Claw operating from in the shadows. You're like, God,
right.
This
And like I said,
darker.
The only people that are like, oh, we should really get rid of the American government are probably the ones who live here because we're sick of it. Yeah. And we can't do anything about it.
Well, at any rate, so that was 9/11 to me. If you guys have any good conspiracy stuff you want us to check out tonight, we can talk a little 9/11 conspiracies. I'm all for it. We also there was something else we wanted to do for overtime tonight.
You left off on that barber.
We don't need to finish up the barber guy. He's whatever.
He was very cute, Bob the barber.
Oh, yeah. School investigates teachers' use of a racial slur in the classroom. I love these stories. We're getting more and more of these. Like, people are just getting too stressed out now. They're getting too fucking wired, and then just shit flies out of their mouth like the N-word in front of a bunch of kids.
Right.
And you're like, Jesus, we need to get a handle on this gas price thing.
That is typically where you and I are the most afraid of saying it, right?
It's in front of children.
Accidentally in front of children.
We got to get a handle on these $4 a gallon gas prices. It's stressing people out, and they just start dropping the N-bomb in front of kids.
Do you know that the other day, last week when it changed to $4.09, I had went on, there's like a Gas Buddy website that'll tell you the cheapest ones in town, and I actually went to drive towards the cheaper one that was like $3.57 still.
It's worth it.
By the time I got there, they'd changed it. That's why I was at a different town's gas station.
I don't like when they switched to $4.09. I thought they should have stuck with gasoline, but that's just me. You want to put cleaner in your gas tank? You know, I ain't your pappy. But that's just
I prefer Lysol.
What do you think happened on 9/11? Like, forget the original story.
What do I think happened?
Yeah, what do you think happened on 9/11?
Is this cool to say on YouTube?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Oof. I think, like, of all accounts that I've read and kind of researched a little, I think our government knew something like that was happening and kind of just allowed it to happen so that we could start a war. That's kind of what I've always felt, because that seems like a pretty big tragedy to just kind of allow.
I used to be there. I used to be at like the Pearl Harbor theory. Like, they knew and they wanted to get involved in the Middle East, so they let it happen.
Yeah.
I'm starting to now think that either we were in on it with Israel and Saudi Arabia, or Israel and Saudi Arabia were in on it against us, to drag us into the Middle East with them so we could get rid of some of these regimes that they wanted.
Yeah, it is hard to decide between the two of those. If we were involved, I could see it because we have no problem with like the idea of scaring the shit out of American people to do whatever they want.
Well, because everything that's happened since seems like such a psyop. Like the Boston bomber search was such a dry run for all this COVID shit that we did.
Yeah.
Like that was such practice to see if we told a large American metropolitan area to stay in their homes and lock down to see if they do it, and they fucking did.
Not only that, with the 9/11 shit, how much fear was there at airports and shit like that now, and people that were willing to just do whatever the fuck they said at those airports and scared to fly anywhere.
We claimed that we claimed that one guy was trying to set his shoes on fire in a plane one day, and now all of a sudden we've all been taking our shoes off.
I do believe we've been in training for a long time to be afraid of a lot of shit and to comply. Compliance is really big.
Yeah, they kind of use that to test us, and we failed. You know, because one of the things about being American, I think Thomas Jefferson talked about this, is that the people, in order to have a republic work, the people have to be actively engaged and knowledgeable of it, and we dropped the ball on that decades ago. I don't think that's a new thing. So, like the shoe thing, there have to be times where Americans forego their own safety to preserve their freedom, like the Boston Marathon manhunt.
Yeah.
When they said lock yourself in your homes, it should have been every American's duty to go out and not comply, even if it hurt the search for the Boston Marathon bomber. Like, put your safety aside and go, no, in the big picture, it's more important that we maintain our freedom to go out and move around.
I've always thought that too. The second you let these people like control your way of living and take things away from you, you've lost, isn't it? Like that's, I've absolutely always thought that.
What was the Boston Marathon bomber going to do? He didn't have any more bombs.
No, they definitely blown at that point.
He was done with bombs. He had no more bombs.
What year was that again?
2009?
Okay. I do remember that one. I just can't remember the year.
When was the Boston Marathon?
Boy, were people freaked out about that one.
2013.
Gee, close. A little more recent than I thought.
10 years ago. But yeah, I mean, we have to like, and maybe it's too late now, but like, yeah, you got to comply. Or you got to not comply. Was it Benjamin Franklin? No, I think it was Payne. Somebody will correct me on this. Those that would trade essential liberty for temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. We've like in the last 20 years since 9/11, we've really done nothing but comply with safety over liberty.
Governors trying to take away your carry rights and shit like that. Like, oh, guys, no guns for you. Don't be having your guns and shit.
Right.
Go fuck yourself.
Like the New Mexico thing.
It's retarded.
The New Mexico thing to me that's a hill to die on, and it would be very interesting. The people of New Mexico should have carry demonstrations where they all gather in large numbers in public.
They've all got it.
And they're all carrying. I think they should do that.
Personally, I enjoy being around people that carry. I hope to be a person that carries one day.
So I don't know. Like, it just seems like ever since 9/11, like before 9/11, America had a lot of dog in them. You know, like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. And then they kind of beat that dog out of us.
Yes.
9/11 shocked the dog out of the American people, and we became sheep.
Here's another example, and I will preface it with, this is my opinion. I can't prove this, but the whole thing that just went down in Maui, I 100% believe that was an intentional fire, and they were willing to lose, I don't know, hundreds, thousands of people. I don't remember how many people died now. I haven't heard a number. I think those people were murdered, and it was all for like their greater cause of climate change and all these fires and shit, but you kill people. I think that was an intentional fire. And the thing is that on the news, nobody's willing to question it and shit. It's just go along with the story. Oh, it was, what was it again that caused it? Winds?
High winds.
High wind speeds caused a fire that killed hundreds of people and entire towns.
No Pen 15 Fathead with $5 says, this is my favorite 9/11 story. Okay, let's give it a look-see.
And no sirens for them to warn them?
I don't, that links in PayPal really suck ass, No Pen 15. So if you could put that, thank you for the $5, and we are going to play that, but please put it in the YouTube or Rumble chat, and we'll check it out. Tim B with $2 on Rumble says, knock, knock. Who's there? 9/11. 9/11 who? Thought you would never forget. Yeah, I said earlier, you weren't here, but I said earlier on the show, I think Al-Qaeda won 9/11.
Yeah, I did hear you say that.
Because I think we stopped.
I think we lost who we were as a country at that point.
Yeah, whatever we were before 9/11, we haven't been since.
You're right. I think like you just summed it up a little bit ago, the dog that we had in us.
Yeah, maybe had some dog in us.
I think we do just, and I'm saying we as like a general country, like I think most people just eat up whatever they're told.
Yeah.
And they do it.
Scooby Jooby Jew says conspiracies are always fun, but the easy 9/11 answer is that we were fucking around in the Middle East forever, so they decided to fuck around here. I'm not ruling that out either.
It was pretty elaborate, though.
I'm not ruling out the official story, but see, I think the original story happened. I think the official story happened. What I'm saying is they had help.
I agree with you. I do believe that, too. I do think that...
I think they had help from the... Well, we know that the Saudis trained them. So they were trained by Saudi Arabia, and we did nothing to Saudi Arabia. In fact, we still let them hold us down and butt fuck us on oil instead of drilling.
Did we ever decide how they got on those flights, by the way? Because didn't they like lack papers and shit?
No, they had passports. This is an odd thing, though.
I can't go anywhere with a fake passport.
This is the odd thing, though. They had passports, and they found Muhammad Atta's passport day one. The day it happened, that's a little weird.
In that fire? They found a passport?
No, it like blew out. Like the passport, because paper's light, so in the explosion, it blew out. Yeah, they say they found his
whatever.
passports.
No offense, I don't believe that.
Right. So Saudis helped. I think Israel knew, and they didn't give us a heads up. Because, the 5 dancing Israeli story. Like, as funny as the song is, it's all true. Like, there's articles, you can go read. It's ABC News articles. You can go read them.
Is there video of this?
No, because this is before everybody had video and shit.
Okay.
But they were pulled, they were celebrating. A woman called it in. They were dancing on the truck and everything else. An officer pulled them over, and the guys reportedly said, hey, you're on our side now. You can come fight them with us. It's finally here. The war is on your doorstep, blah, blah. They had cash in their socks. They had multiple passports. And they were detained. And then a call was made by intelligence services, and all of a sudden they're being shipped back to Israel, and they're going on TV in Israel, and they're bragging about it.
Oh, so we just helped them get somewhere instead of taking them through a trial.
And they had a company called the Urban Moving Company, and when we went to investigate it, all the phones had been torn out of the walls. The place looked like it had been deserted, like somebody moved in a real awful hurry. So people were going, well, was it a front company for a Mossad outfit? And perhaps it was. But at any rate...
It is just kind of sickening, though, just once you start acknowledging all of those facts that did happen.
Yeah.
And feeling that overwhelming sense of, oh my God, we've been had, and we've been had all the time, and there's nothing we can do about it. I don't know what to do with that. That's why I try not to get too deep into it sometimes.
Hobo Chili says, it's funny, those guys also bragged on Tel Aviv TV, saying they were there to do recon on the attack. Right. They said some fucked up shit once they got home. But even as the years go on and I get older and more jaded, I even think bin Laden was, and I'm about to get real fucky because this is just an idea. This is just something I've kicked around before. Bin Laden was a CIA asset, and he was kind of being used the way they, like in Iron Man 3, they used what's his name? The Mandarin, who turned out to be an actor and wasn't like the real Mandarin. It was somebody else. I think bin Laden, because he was a CIA asset back when we were arming the Afghans against the Russians. He was our guy. We were arming him and the Mujahideen. I think he was always our guy, and we allowed him to live out the rest of his life in that mansion in Pakistan that we, quote unquote, found him in. And he got to live out the rest of his days as the face of evil. And he got to enjoy his millions of dollars and live in that house. And he was always there. He was never in the caves.
You never saw that guy's body, right?
No, because we threw it in the ocean.
Right.
Because we wanted to respect his Islamic faith.
Yeah, that's who we should respect.
I think it was
terrorists.
Patrice O'Neill who once said, look at any bad guy who's ever been killed. Because he was talking about how they threw him in the ocean to respect his Islamic traditions or whatever. He goes, look at any bad guy we've caught that hasn't even been as bad as bin Laden. And he goes, Babyface Nelson. They fucking shot him up. Bonnie and Clyde shot them all in the face and fucked them up. And he goes, every one of those, you got a guy taking a look what the fuck I did shot.
Right.
With the gun next to the dead bodies. But bin Laden, as Patrice said, flushed him down the ocean like he's cocaine. Makes no sense.
No, I do agree with you that he was probably our guy. And it does make sense to me, like all sorts of bad dudes in big groups like that are probably, everyone's probably getting together at the dinner table to discuss shit all the time. And, what can we do for each other? And how can we help, and how can we pass around some more money? I wouldn't be surprised at all if that checked out.
Let's go to Hobo. He says, Mossad has clandestine operations here in the U.S. I think the NSA knows, but they let them do what they do. When foreign fighters arrived to fight jihad in Afghanistan, that's when everything went to shit because all they wanted was money. Operation Bulldog was the CIA-backed operation to get Stinger missiles into Afghan fighters. Yeah, we armed the shit out of them. Scotty Licious McFabulous says, Aaron is also our guy. Right.
What are you up to?
Look out.
Little backyard pirate?
Am I fucking around a little bit here? Let's do this teacher racial slur story. We'll lighten it up a little on our way out tonight.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little heavy right now.
And then we'll get the hell out of here. Here we go.
After a West Hartford middle school teacher allegedly used racial slurs in the classroom.
Am I the only one who thinks the same thing? Not that she's really tiny and the other lady's a monster.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But am I the only one who thinks the same thing as soon as they say this? Like when they say a teacher used a racial slur in the classroom, what do you think?
White lady?
No, what I think
the N-word?
Right. I'm like, which one?
Oh.
Like I get really antsy. I'm like, no, start off with which one I want to know. And say it out loud.
I feel like it's always the N-word.
See, I think that. But there's so many things that are considered racial slurs now that you have a cornucopia to pick from. You know?
Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Eliza Krasinski is joining us live at Sedgwick Middle School with all those details. Eliza.
Yeah, hi. These rock hard tits are brought to you by my salary as a journalist on television.
She
purchased those.
She is cute, though.
Aaron, Stephanie, the district is looking into what happened on the third day of school here at Sedgwick Middle School. An 8th grade student was sitting in class when he says his teacher directed some racial slurs right at him, and now the school is investigating.
So it's the N-word.
It's always the N-word.
Here's what always happens in these cases. Some asshole kid is being a cunt to the teacher. The teacher gets frustrated.
He's a little uppity.
The teacher gets frustrated so badly to the point where this child is breaking him psychologically. Goes, shut up, you little... And just, it goes too far, and the teacher immediately, almost the thing where you try to reach to bring the words back.
Pull it back.
And then the kid smiles like a demon and goes, gotcha, bitch.
Right, the kid's not even offended.
And then when the news gets there, the kid's sitting there with his parent. And, see what I did there? I don't know if you missed
his
that.
His parent.
Enough. Yes, there you go.
No, I got it.
I'm cute. I'm cute like a Newport. The kid is there with his parent, and the news is like, what happened? The kid's like, I don't know. I was just trying to learn, and a racial attack was hurled in my general direction, and I took my breath away for a moment. Even though in that moment, the kid's like, oh, I got the teacher on tilt. They just called me the N-word. This teacher's fucking toast.
He's like, I can't sleep at night because I'm just afraid that a hate crime's going to be done upon me.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. COVID. And I just had COVID, man. I don't want to go back to that.
Exactly.
He's still confused.
Ew.
Oh, my God.
Stop this. Stop it. God damn it. Can I be done?
Already believe this is at least 50% her kid's fault. I'm just looking at the mom.
Just even look at the glasses. Forget the septum piercing. What are you doing?
The notice me fucking glasses, the septum piercing.
Why is there a blinder in the right one?
Oh, the only black woman who's ever read Sylvia Plath. I guarantee right there.
This is so stupid.
There's this level of sadness with him, and my kid is not a sad kid.
Shayla Mora, Hardy's son.
No, he's probably an arrogant little twat who fucking worked his teacher into a fury.
My kid is not a sad kid. You even just hear her. She
Just
can't
transferred
function.
from King Philip to start his 8th grade year. But when he came home from school September 1st, she says he was completely distraught.
He's just frailing about and just pacing, and Mom, you're not.
Could be because he's gay. I mean, it could. They get dramatic.
You're not gonna believe this. You're not. Just could not gather his words, gather himself.
He tells his mom in first period his teacher was going over rules of the class.
She was saying, number 4, no profanity in the classroom, and he's like, oh, we don't curse. Like, why is that even a rule?
Bullshit. I'm gonna call bullshit right there because no kid says that. When they're going through the rules and they go, hey, the rule number 4, no profanity. No kid stands up and goes, we don't use profanity here. They just shut up because they're waiting for the teacher to just go down the list of the handbook.
Or if it's a troublemaking kid, they'll be like, what? Like the word, you know? And then the teacher might come back and say, well, not that one.
I'll tell you what, the kid's lying his balls off. I'll tell you why. He knows he has a mom, and she looks like a mom who believes everything her little angel tells her.
You get Bugs Bunny here.
Yeah.
Like, this is ridiculous.
You know, like he was really confused about that.
That's when Shay says the teacher outright said a racial slur directed at...
Okay, so the teacher said no profanity, and the kid went, well, we don't use profanity here. Like a nice, sweet angel that he is. And the teacher just went, oh, yeah? Come on.
Somebody show me this kid.
Please,
If they have a picture of this kid, he's probably got a shit-eating grin on his face.
I'm sorry, but you're going to have to give me a better story than the teacher said no profanity. And then I said, well, gee golly gosh, mister, we don't use any profanity here. We're good kids. And he went, shut up.
But it's like such a trend for kids to do this in school now that like if you can just come up with the allegation that your student did that, you can like negotiate now. Like give me A's the rest of this year or you're fired. You know, I'll tell everyone.
And everybody gasped in the class and was kind of sitting there stunned after racially profiling my child. She then gaslit the whole class.
Oh, there we go. White therapy words. White therapy lady words.
Said, oh, you know, I said this word is not a problem for adults and teachers. This is what we can do, but you cannot do this.
She reported it to the school superintendent.
I'm sorry, but lady, did you believe that? You are the dumbest fucking person I've ever met. If your kid told you that cockamamie story and you bought it.
Why are parents so quick to believe their kids now when there's a controversy or a problem?
Honestly, if let's just say everything was the same in my life except I was black. Sorry. Okay. Let's say everything was the same, but I was black and my parents were black, and this happened. The first thing my parents would do is go, "What did you do to your teacher?"
My parents would say the same thing, though.
Yeah. They would not go, oh, my child was gaslit, and there was all kinds of... They go, what did you do? They would go, what the fuck? How did you abuse that teacher to the point where they said the N-word? By the way, I don't believe the teacher said the word.
No, I don't think so either. Like I said, just the allegation will get you fired.
Yeah.
And Paul Vicinis, who says this unfortunate event casts an ugly shadow over the typical celebrations of the opening of schools. In a statement, he says, quote, I want to make it unequivocally clear that derogatory language, racial slurs, and hate speech have no place in our schools. School administration takes these reports very seriously and acted immediately in removing the teacher from the classroom.
I see that this has impacted him. And he's just kind of looking for support right now.
Dude, I know that people say gay isn't a choice, but I agree. When you have a mom like this, it's not going to be your choice. You're gay.
Do you think that teachers, like if the teacher is like sound of mind and stuff, just a regular person, they're like afraid now of having, we'll just say certain students in their class?
Fuck that.
They do this.
They're afraid of losing their job right now. They're not out of the woods for sure.
That's what I mean, though. If you've suddenly got like...
You get
somebody
this,
like her son in their class.
No, you get this stink on you. You're not teaching again. Don't worry.
I don't mean this one. I mean all teachers.
And the superintendent tells me the teacher was removed from the classroom and says this is an ongoing investigation. The appropriate action will be taken in this matter, whether it be suspension or termination. In West Hartford, Eliza Krasinski.
Hear the ice cream truck? Did you hear the ice cream truck in the back? The ice cream truck was coming.
Matter whether it be suspension or termination. In West Hartford, Eliza Krasinski, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.
Yes, once I get the slurs rattling around in my head, just stop and quiet down.
Oh, man, the ice cream truck. Oh, you can catch it at the end of your report here. Yeah, I'm sorry, but as soon as I saw the mom, and somebody's saying it in the chat too, like, fuck the news for even bringing that bullshit story.
Fuck that student, fuck the mom.
Yeah, and fuck the news for bringing that up. I don't think that...
You had to raise blood pressures before bed, huh?
Yeah. Oh, no, I think that shit's funny. I think it's
retarded because it's happening all over the place and people are losing their jobs because of it.
Oh, man, no, I think that all that shit's funny. You got to clown pill yourself. All right, guys, we are done for the night. That is it. Thank you very much for your contributions. We are... We had a last... what's his name? No Pen 15 with that last 5. I think we got another 10 for Redbeard, and we are ahead by 20 for tomorrow. So, that would be 15 and 15, Aaron, you dumb fuck. All right. Thank you guys very much. We appreciate it. April, thank you very much for your contributions tonight as well.
Thank you.
Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. I'm going to get a show ready for tomorrow morning, and you guys will love it. April's got the day off tomorrow.
Yeah, suddenly.
Matt's going to be doing the evening show, so you guys will love
All
that.
right.
We will talk to you